Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
The Boxing Voice, bringing you the most relevant news and latest rumors in the sport of boxing from around the world, while delivering diverse opinions and thought-provoking insights from a revolving cast of panelists. Most relevant guests in boxing, answering hard-hitting questions and touching on the topics that interest you the most. Correspondents from all over the globe, giving us the inside track on what's happening from fight town to fight town, and access to the inner workings of events allows you, the listener, a chance to get inside the fight. From continent to continent, coast to coast, we give you, the caller, a consistent outlet to voice your opinions on topics relevant to you by subscribing to iTunes, creating a tight-knit community by connecting the Sweet Science's most enthusiastic fans. Now, Nestor Gibbs.
Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice, and today is your Sunday, October 4th. Viktor Postol versus Lucas Matthysse and Adrien Broner versus Khabib Allakhverdiev review. And it was a great weekend of fights, and we're going to get into all that, news and notes, headlines, all that good stuff. We gave away one glove to our lucky listener, Christopher Bobby. We still got more to give away. We got Rios, we got Miguel Cotto, Canelo, we got everybody. So remember, $1.40 to the boxingvoice.com donations page gets you in the runnings. We have your name and your address, and we can send you the glove and also put your name into random.org. Remember that it is extremely important to these weirdos over here, myself included, that you drop us a 5-star review, man. We get a couple of reviews, and we want to continue to make waves on the iTunes charts over there and continue to be the #1 boxing podcast on iTunes, and we can't do that without your help. So we need you to help us accomplish that by dropping us a review.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
You know, it's the only way to let us know you love us. But another way to do that is if you're watching on YouTube, you can definitely press that thumbs up button, hit that like button, share it on your social media, whatever the case may be. Now, there was a lot of you in the StubHub Center yesterday and some in Cincinnati. I hope that you all bought your shirts and you were repping TBV to the fullest because, you know, I love it. I love it when you do. Hashtag TBV podcast when talking or wanting any of your tweets mentioned on the show. And 646-478-3068 is the number to call in. Remember, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. No guest today, as today is Sunday, and Sunday is Crow Day. And we're going to be giving a lot of crow away today for sure. I bet you Georgie Porgy isn't in a rush to call in this time around as much junk as he talks, right? But we will see. We shall see. We have a lot to recap, and we could start, I don't know where. Let me see if my boy is all set over here so we could bring him on in and see what's going on the mind of Beeb over there. I'm pretty sure he watched a lot of fights, and he's riding high. He has to be riding high off that great pick of Viktor Postol.
He wants the title shot at the Beeb. He's not even riding. He wants the title shot at the Beeb.
Yeah, I mean, it was a full plate of fights, man. The DVR was working overtime. It was nice to see those Showtime Extreme fights as well. So we got to see some nice young and up-and-coming fighters on that card as well. So I just think overall it was a good night of boxing. Couple surprises, maybe some questionable scoring, but all in all, entertainment. And you know what? Can't wait till the next big fight comes along, right? Let's count that down.
So, Beeb, let me ask you, which one was your, which fight you felt was had more drama?
Well, obviously, the Matthysse Postal fight had some drama to it. I actually thought the Edna Cherry fight was very, very entertaining, and that had some drama too because it had a lot of back and forth. And I had Edna Cherry winning that fight, and I think you mentioned that Edna Cherry could win that fight. He was a live underdog, and could have went either way, 115, 113. I thought the scoring was wide in that fight, but it was a very eventful fight. Had a lot of back and forth, ebb and flow type action in that fight. So in terms of competitiveness and entertainment value all wrapped into one. And plus you got a little surprise on top of that because Edna Cherry, in a lot of people's minds, overachieved in that fight because a lot of people were saying he was going to get beaten soundly, which did not happen. So all in all, that possibly could be fight of the night, if you think about it.
Well, it definitely was a controversial fight. Fight of the night, I don't know. I don't think it had enough action. You know, Jose Pedraza, I told you guys that he gets hit, and he's been getting hit. You know, he's gonna need a sidestep, or maybe Edna is just a tough style. But let's get back in order. Since you said that the Viktor Postol defeating Lucas Matthysse by a 10-round KO to capture the vacant WBC junior welterweight title that was vacated by Danny Garcia is high drama. It is the biggest I think that could have happened this weekend. Now, you know, obviously, Beeb, you're riding high on this. You figured that Postal was a live underdog. I picked Postal. I figured that, you know, I've been picking against Lucas, especially against boxers, and Postal was pretty much able to outbox this guy, keep him at the end of his jab, pepper him with shots, and I really only found maybe 2-3 rounds to give Lucas Matthysse. But I think the worst part of this night for me was the fact that the machine gave up. I mean, the look of frustration, depression, it was just all over his face when Jack Reese was counting. But credit to Jack Reese, because he made this fight, because he enforced the rule that usually does not get enforced, and it's no clinching. Work in those clinches. Stop tying up. And he was able to make Postal stop tying up, right? So, B, what did you think of the main event, Viktor Postol defeating Lucas Matthysse by KO? A guy with 11 knockouts all of a sudden improves to 12 knockouts and becomes WBC champion. Now the talk is him and Terrence Crawford.
Just on a side note here, I got a couple crazy points to bring up to you. My friend called me earlier in the day, and he asked for my thoughts on the fight, and he was very, very confident that Viktor Postol would win by decision. So he bet the decision prop, and he tried to convince me the same. And I said, I don't know. Matthysse got that problems with the eye. Matthysse sometimes reaches in and puts his head down, and this guy Postal's got that sneaky power, and plus he knocked out a guy in Selçuk Aydin that's never been knocked out before. So we both discussed that, and I said there's probably a 20% chance that Postal gets the knockout. But I used this analogy, and it's kind of a blunt analogy. I said, if someone told you had a 20% chance of getting AIDS, you would wear a condom, wouldn't you? So that's that 20%, that didn't seem like a lot, but it was just lingering in the back of my mind that this guy could pull a rabbit out of the hat. And another side note, someone DM'd me and said, thank you, Beep, for giving me the pick. But guess what they picked? They picked a proposition bet with Postal winning in between 10 and 12, meaning they predicted a late stoppage by Postal. They got like a plus 500 return on their bet. So that was amazing. But let's get back to the fight. The big key here was taking the mid-range away from Matthysse, which was done. I mean, he was kept at the end of the jab, as you mentioned, and then when he got close, he was either clinched or he was met with a shorter right hand, and he was met with like some body shots and some short uppercuts. So this guy Postal is very tall and lanky, but he can shorten up the shots inside, and he's pretty, respectable in the strength department inside, so he's not bullied. I want to talk about that eye because that eye has been a problem for a couple fights now. It's swelled up in a numerous amount of fights. I think there was orbital bone damage in the Danny Garcia fight. So there's a history with that eye, and he did complain about seeing double vision, after being hit in that eye in this fight. So I just think that maybe flashbacks of the Danny Garcia fight, and maybe he was that because that eye has been damaged so many times before. Maybe there's a lot of scar tissue in there. Maybe that it's just not what it once was. So when he gets hit there, maybe he was in a severe amount of pain, and then he's seeing double vision, and maybe he just got nervous and he thought of his future. He says, "I'm losing this fight. This guy's got my number. Should I get up and have further damage to this eye that may be irreparable later on, or do I just stay down and say, hey, let's call it a day. Let's get this eye checked out. Let's see how bad it really is." I'm not a fighter. You're not a fighter. And a lot of people are saying he should have got up. They were pissed off. And obviously the guy my friend that bet Postal with the decision prop, he's extremely upset this morning. It was this morning and right now. So all in all, I just think that because that eye's, had so much damage, because, Matthysse does have some miles on him, particularly in these last couple fights, it may be time to call it a day, as crazy that may seem. Because once a fighter who's been known for being a killer loses that killer mentality, then what's left? Maybe time to call it a day.
Yeah, man. These punch stats don't help Matthysse at all. I mean, Matthysse landed 96 punches, but he threw 281. Postal threw 509 and landed 113. Remember that guy that called, and I don't even remember who. It might be AB, might be somebody, but they said, oh, yeah, he lost that fight. He landed 31% of his punches.
This is the ridiculous thing. I hate to cut you off, but let me just throw this in here. Lampley is destroying boxing commentary because he's taking the percentages now and saying because one guy lands a higher percentage that it's more significant than a guy landing a total amount more punches. So, yeah, I mean, percentage doesn't mean very much if you throw 100 punches and you land 50. If another guy throws 500 punches and he lands 200, yeah, he's landing more punches than you. Of course, you have a better percentage, but he's landing 100 more punches than you. So what's the difference? Who cares? But go ahead, continue on.
Yeah, I mean, it was 34% for Matthysse and 22% for Postal. So whoever that guy was, did Matthysse do better? He got 33%, 34% connect ratio. Did he do better? I don't know.
No, I mean, because it again, his total output was nowhere near what Postal's were, and Postal landed a better quality of punches. So, I tweeted out this afternoon, not to get off topic, I'll make this brief. I think Jim Lampley is basically getting paid by CompuBox, because I've never seen a commentator mention CompuBox stats so much during a broadcast than Jim Lampley. It's ridiculous.
I mean, there was definitely, your typical too. Let's not get carried away. It was your typical, I guess, bigging up of network fighters and network situations. But all in all, it was a good fight, if not a great fight, because of the upset and Postal just remaining so calm and just working so disciplinedly behind that jab. I kind of hate. And I'm sure I'm using this, such a strong word inappropriately here, but I kind of hate the fact that it's Freddie getting all the credit now. All of a sudden, Freddie Roach changed Viktor Postol, and this guy's never even lost, right? So he's working with Freddie. All of a sudden, he's working with Freddie. He's knocking guys out. He's working with Freddie, and it's like, man, I mean, and if it is Freddie, it is Freddie. I mean, I don't know. You tell me, is it Freddie?
Listen. I'm glad you went there first because I wasn't going to go there. But since you went there, let's finish it. Let's open up the can of worms. No, it's not Freddie. This guy has 200 amateur fights. Okay, he's an Eastern European fighter. Now, credit to Freddie Roach for attracting these guys, getting these guys to go to his gym. People, the Wild Card Gym is the gym to be at if you're in that California, Hollywood area. Okay, so it's definitely got a name. Is Freddie Roach a bad trainer? No. Does he know about boxing? Absolutely yes. Is he as good of a trainer as everyone says he is? Is he making these guys what they are? No, they're walking in that gym already established, and he's just there. But one good thing about being in that gym that separates it from being in other gyms is you do get quality sparring. There are a lot of excellent fighters in that gym, so credit Freddie Roach for that, for sharpening these guys up by getting them quality sparring. But I mean, listen to the dialogue in the corner. I mean, Freddie doesn't even talk that much anymore. Now, I'm not dissing Freddie, but I'm going to stick by my guns that I've always said. He is extremely overrated as a trainer. Now, in stark contrast, Dan Birmingham did a superb job last night with Edna Cherry. He was actually giving him excellent instructions, and he was, egging him on and inspiring him all in the process. With all due respect to Freddie, Freddie's just mumbling in the corner now. It is what it is. I'm sorry.
Well, I want to interrupt there because I will say this. You could hear Vadim clearly translating. Now, I don't know how detailed, but you definitely, the word jab, I guess, cannot be changed. And you could hear that being said in the corner. When Freddie was asking him to double up the jab, you could hear Vadim saying it. I think that they're very direct in that corner. But it you know, has a lot to do with Vadim. I mean, but at the end of the day, listen, that was probably one of the best fights of the night. You know, shout out to Viktor Postol. A lot of people counted him out. You know, I didn't even think he was that good. I just thought, you know, he's a boxer and Matthysse is not, and Matthysse usually loses to boxers. But on the undercard was a very exciting fighter last night. I mean, he fought better than that Emmanuel Teller fight, I think. But the problem was it was only for like the first half of the fight, and then he changed his style and he started the box, which I didn't mind because it wasn't like he was boxing out of desperation. It was more like he was boxing because he knew he had more skill than Humberto Soto, so he was allowing Humberto Soto to come in and then countering Humberto Soto. But you know, the thing is, where do you value this win? It was a pretty tight fight, pretty competitive fight. Humberto Soto has only lost to good names. Lucas Matthysse obviously knocked him out in 2012 in the 5th round. And, you know, a couple of other guys. He's lost to Joan Guzman when Guzman was really good back in 2007. You know, couple of guys. Look, he's been fighting so long, he fought Kevin Kelly, for God's sake. So, listen, you know, I don't know where to rank this. Is Humberto Soto a contender, a journeyman? I mean, what is he at this point? I won't rag on the opposition. I'll say the fight was a good back and forth fight where I seen Orosco. Obviously, Orosco was being the better fighter. I mean, he was being hit less and he was hitting more. He was the aggressor, especially in the first half of the fight. And even at the end of the fight, you know, he still finished strong, especially in that 12th round. I like the kid. I really do. I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, he was hurting Humberto Soto, but it wasn't huge power. So like, all right, this is the 140. You know, is he going to beat Crawford? Could he beat Matthysse? Could he beat a Broner? Like, who could this kid beat with that power beat? Or with the performance you saw last night, rather?
You know, it's interesting that you say who can he beat. I thought it was a solid performance. I had him actually winning the fight 97 and 92. And it's funny because everyone did have that fight close. And although the rounds were competitive, I still thought that Orosco was landing, you know, more headshots and, you know, Soto was landing more body shots. But as the fight wore on, then Orosco started landing body shots too. So I thought he landed more quality shots than Soto. So I think Soto is a good fight for anyone in this position. I think Soto's still very solid. He's 35. On any given night, he can upset the apple cart. So this is a quality win, but we still need to see him step up to that next level. You know, that not to the Crawfords maybe just yet, but maybe to that level. Delorme, Kareem Mayfield, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Right underneath that Crawford level. And then we'll see how he does there before we put him into that Crawford level. I don't think he's quite ready for the Crawford level, but there is potential there. The kid does jab, puts shots together very well, does not neglect to go to the body, moves very well. So there's a combination of being able to box and punch and, you know, fight gritty when you have to fight gritty when someone's in your chest. He reacts very well to that. He doesn't panic. And he can fend a guy like Humberto Soto off, who is a very, very, very capable inside fighter. So all in all, I think this was a very solid performance. I couldn't find too much wrong with it. I just don't want to take anything away from Soto because I still hold him in pretty high regard. He is definitely not a journeyman just yet. I would never classify him that.
Let's let some stats put things into perspective. He's ranked 17 in the world. He has 23 fights with 15 knockouts, but his last 4 fights have all ended in decision. 3 10-rounders and 1 8-rounder. You know, I want to see more of Orosco. Like you mentioned, the body work. That's, you know, I'm actually glad that you brought that up because he did some excellent work to the body.
Second half of the fight,
throughout this fight. I thought more or less entirely through the fight. Okay. I thought it was very active, especially to the body. But the punch stat numbers, you know, they tell the same story. Orosco threw 624, landed 187. Now, Humberto Soto was a lot more economical by almost 100 punches, but just as accurate. He landed
Yeah.
184.
Yeah, this was tight. This was tight in terms of punches landed according to CompuBox. So yeah.
It definitely was. It
Yeah.
definitely was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting into that Christmas season, so don't forget to use our Amazon link over on the boxingvoice.com affiliate sponsors, and you know, do some Amazon shopping using the good old link and give us a quick kickback. Now, look, Machito Gesta, man. I mean, he defeated Miguel Angel Mendoza, but this fight, I was watching the stream on you know, the ringtv.live or something like that, right? And it just stopped working. So I don't know. I do know that Fernando, our Los Angeles correspondent, interviewed Machito Gesta, and there was also some roundtable interviews, and it sounded like the crowd was booing and was not happy with the decision. So anybody that was at the StubHub Live last night, let us know how Gesta looked. But what I want to say is, again, looking behind the numbers, Machito Gesta, he's had a lot of fights and a lot of promoters. You know, he was with Don Chargan. Then he went to Top Rank. Now he's with Golden Boy. And all in all, his biggest fight has been Miguel Vasquez. So this is a kid that they're really taking their time with. I have no reason why. He lost once to Miguel Vasquez, but he had a split decision draw to Carlos Molina, and he has another draw way back when he started. So I think it's pretty much time to you know, send this kid to the wolves, because I don't see the upside. Like, he's not Manny Pacquiao. The Philippines isn't behind him, but we're not going to spend much more time on that unless you got anything for that, because I just don't get why they're still behind Machito.
No, he is what he is. He's not going to get any better. I mean, he's just a straightforward plotting type guy, loads up with shots, and there's not much bells and whistles to this kid, to be quite honest. I mean, you know, I just wasn't impressed with him, watching him throughout his career, especially in that Vasquez fight. Looked very limited.
Oh, that Vasquez fight was probably his worst performance
Yeah.
yet. But Marcelino Lopez defeated David Rodelia. Everybody knows David Rodelia. And that ended in a third-round KO in the lightweight division. Julian Ramirez, El Camarón, he defeats Hugo Pradita in 10-round unanimous decision in the featherweight division. And then Demetrius Ballard, they've been making some hype about him. This fight was able to be watched on the Ring TV stream, and he looked pretty decent. But he as big as he is, he's a light heavyweight, and he looks big, especially versus Juan Carlos Rojas. He was looking big, but he doesn't have much power. He did get the decision by 6-round unanimous decision. So switching over to the other main event of the night, Showtime over in Cincinnati, Ohio at the US Bank Arena on Showtime Boxing. Adrien Broner, he really did a number on Khabib Allakhverdiev.
Yes, he did.
I'm going to say this. I was totally impressed with Adrien Broner's performance, but Khabib, man, you know, I'm sorry that B told you guys lay a little money. He thought this guy would be some sort of a long shot, and he had the tools to do it, because at times when he threw his hands, he did pop Broner's head back, but he just wouldn't let it go. And I think it was because of the speed, the counters, they were really affecting him. Broner has some decent pop, and he was catching him with some, take a look at on Blog Talk right now at our slide show during the show, and you can see beautiful shots. I mean, he was giving these photographers picture perfect shots on Allakhverdiev face. He went on to capture the vacant WBA junior welterweight title by stopping Allakhverdiev in the 12th round by TKO. Now, a lot of things I need to say. We were led to believe that this was some sort of new Broner, and you know, he showed that. He came into the weigh-in 138.5, I believe, probably the lowest he's been since maybe 2002, which was amazing to see him rededicated. His interviews on Showtime and with Jim Gray and that other guy, Mark Kriegel, they felt very sincere. His voice was humbled. His demeanor was different. But when he got in the ring, it was the same old Broner. The minute that he seen Khabib had nothing for him, he was talking to Paulie Malignaggi. Like, all of a sudden, Paulie is now God's gift to earth, and you have to tell Paulie that you're in shape. And every time you land a punch, you got to talk to Paulie. And then, you know, the post-fight interview, when he took, you know, a shot at Ashley Theophane, by basically, you know what? I'm going to actually play that one for you guys a little later after Beeb gives his breakdown of Khabib Allakhverdiev losing to Broner. But, you know, all I can say is don't believe the hype. Don't be fooled, okay? Khabib is a guy that, yes, Beeb said put money on him in case he won. Not that he was going to win. He didn't say bet the house. He said lay a little money because this guy presents certain attributes, certain characteristics of his game that may cause problem for Broner. But obviously Broner with his skills and his speed offset all that, and the game plan went out the window. But, you know, again, watching Broner get comfortable, the old Broner came back out. The same bashful guy, disrespectful guy, the guy, you know, basically doing antics in the ring that have nothing to do with boxing. And what I mean by don't be fooled is Allakhverdiev can't punch. This is the same guy still. I seen the same guy last night, and I know for a fact any other 140-pounder who has some decent pop, you don't got to knock Broner out. You just got to, your punches have to hurt him, and you got to come forward. Like, I like the Orosco fight. You see, Orosco might be too limited right now, but that style, that dig to the body style, take a hit to land to the body, I'm not saying Antonio Orosco could do it. I'm saying that style is nightmares for Broner. Now, Orosco obviously doesn't have that power, but it's that style. What did you think of Adrien Broner's performance last night?
I can't take anything away from him. He did what he was supposed to do. I expected more from Allakhverdiev, but again, as you said, probably the speed was an issue. Concerned about the counters coming back at him. And, you know, Broner was able to nullify him a lot when he hit him. He froze backs and he felt so he was definitely the heavier-handed of the two, no question. But the thing is this, to allude to what you just said at the end of your point, when you allow him to fight at the pace he's comfortable at, this is what you're going to get. Now, you have to ask yourself, what if someone, you know, quickens the pace up again, puts the pressure on him again, and as you said, hurts him again? When that happens, that's when the questions will be answered. There was nothing presented last night that forced us to ask those questions that we had when he fought Porter and when he fought Maidana. Now, is everyone going to be able to do what Porter and Maidana did? Probably not to the same extent. But they're going to be able to do it more so than what Allakhverdiev was able to do. So when you turn up the pace on him, you speed it up, you shift gears, and you're in fourth gear instead of first gear, like Allakhverdiev was stuck in first gear all night, what's going to happen? When you hurt him and force him to have to recoup, what's going to happen? Because, again, he fights the same way, as you said, continuously. He was not forced to switch up any game plans last night, switch up any speeds. Now, until he's forced to do that, then, again, you know, direct opposite over the other network you had, Matthysse and Postal, you saw a couple of dimensions to Postal's game. Did you or did you not? Yes. You saw the outside game. You saw what happened when Matthysse landed a shot. He you know, gathered himself back, went back to the jab. When Matthysse got up close, he shortened up shots. He went to the body. You know, all you saw last night with Broner was, I'm laying in the cut and I'm going to catch you with counters. And that was it, because Allakhverdiev didn't have the tools to make him fight in a different manner, to make him have to dig down deep and switch gears and go to a plan B. So until that happens, we don't know if this is a new Broner or we still have the old Broner. Right now, I'm going to say we still have the old Broner until someone poses those questions again and he answers those questions, because he still hasn't answered those questions.
But if that is true, this is what you do. This is what you do, big bro, because bosses talk to bosses. You put Ashley on one of your private jets, bring him to come see me, and I bet I bring the girl out of that boy like Bruce Jenner.
Now, look, it was a great line. It really was a great line, but he always fumbles, you know? It was like the drug dealer line that he said on Showtime a couple years ago. He's like, I get more calls than a drug dealer's cell phone in the basement. Like, what? What are you talking about? He always fumbling the punchline. But
fucking corny. He's too fucking corny, man.
Yo, the thing is,
I can't deal with that shit anymore, man. It's horrible.
Yeah, man. You know, the thing is the matchmaking though, Beeb. I mean, how long does because now the talk is Ashley Theo Payne, so he's gonna win that fight. Like for him to lose that fight, and don't get me wrong, Ashley Theo Payne can outpoint him. He is a Mayweather fighter, and I'm sure it's gonna be a Vegas fight. It can happen, but in the eyes of Broner or the Broner haters, I mean, it's another soft punching guy. And then he's so disrespectful. He loses to Sean Porter, and he's all on national television saying that, he doesn't feel he should have lost to Porter. But, I mean, and that's what I'm saying about Mayweather-Berto. It's like, if you don't beat the shit out of somebody, they still running around saying, talking crazy about it. I'm not – listen, I put my hands on you. You better – I'm expecting you not to talk about me no more because I want to put a number on you. But these guys are not beating him up. So look, I mean, come on. He's taking shots at Porter after losing. Does that make sense? Or is he building a rematch? Because this was a fight at 140. So why is he even talking about Porter?
This is the problem, man. You got people in his corner telling him, hey, you did nothing wrong. That just wasn't you in there. That just wasn't you in there. So if you can't admit that something's wrong, how can you ever fix it? Okay? Because there's issues. There's insecurities there. Okay, there's a reluctancy there to just open up. There's a reluctancy there to have a built-in excuse like he had against Sean Porter, like he had against Maidana. Because if you noticed, what else did he say after this fight? I'm going to fight who I want, when I want. So now he's leading you to believe that he was forced to take those tough fights and he really didn't want to take them, so he wasn't mentally prepared for them. So again, he's got all these people saying, Adrien, it wasn't your fault. It was this. It was that. He needs someone in his corner to say, hey, like Teddy Atlas says, it is your fault. It is broken. You want to fix it or you want it to continue to let it be broken. It's up to you. And he doesn't have anyone in there. With all the knowledge that Barry Hunter has, with all the knowledge that Mike Stafford has, with all due respect to those men, they are not telling him the truth. They're lying to him. And that's what's discouraging, and it's just upsetting to me to hear that.
Well, I mean, in that division, top 10-wise, you got Beltran, who's usually a top-ranked guy. And then you got Obra from Japan, and Cesar René Fonseca from Argentina, Lucas Matthysse, who just lost but is with Golden Boys, so that's not going to happen. I mean, there's really not much out there for him other than the Theo Payne because everything is like across the street. I mean, obviously he's not going to fight Lamont Peterson because they're fake brothers. Postal's on the other end. Crawford's on the other end. And Iman. I mean, Iman is there, but Iman's going for that Viktor Postol title now. He's the mandatory to Viktor Postol. So we'll see just how good Viktor Postol is and just how good Amir Iman is if he can, do something. And I think this is a great style matchup because, Iman is a boxer puncher. See, he is a boxer and Postol is a boxer, but his power and Iman's power is two different things. Now, obviously, Postal has already demonstrated his power on the elite level, even though, I'm your friend, guys. So don't take too much stock or put too much value in this knockout of Matthysse. Matthysse quit. He was down there. He could have got up. Don't think this is a knockout. Let's not believe this kid's got power now, making Matthysse not get up. No, he didn't get up because he didn't want to get up. He was mentally beaten. He beat the will out of him. You know what I'm saying? Talking about his eye pop. He sounded like Mike Tyson. My back, no, my eye. Whatever, man. He quit. He quits. Not power. We don't know that yet.
Being hard on him, man.
He did quit. He did quit. He didn't quit to you? You think that? I mean, how could you get knocked out on one knee?
But that eye, I'm telling you, man, that eye has issues. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well,
that eye has issues.
Can you say cash in? Was that a cash in? I mean, I don't know. But listen, on the undercard, the little controversial fight here, Jose Pedraza versus Edna Cherry. I gave Pedraza early rounds and Cherry, you know, a lot of the later rounds, and obviously Pedraza got a couple sprinkled in. It was a tight fight. It's not much to say. I mean, Edna Cherry really demonstrating some good power punching, but Pedraza demonstrating some, you know, a decent chin. A lot of movement from Pedraza early on. I don't know if that maybe overexerted him. He was doing a lot of, you know, hip movement, which was good. A lot of bobbing and weaving, ducking under, a lot of Edna Cherry shots. He was looking so slick early on, but I'm not sure if that took a lot of energy from him. But, you know, the judges seen it 117, 111, two of them, and one judge seen it 116, 112 for Edna Cherry. But Pedraza gets the win on this one, and by the skin of his teeth, without a doubt.
Yeah, I felt bad for Cherry. I thought that he worked very hard in this fight. I thought he was really digging hard with those body shots. I thought he was putting shots together I thought the right hand was really, he was timing them perfectly with that right hand, so beautifully over the top. This was a tight fight, no question. Possibly a draw, possibly 115 either way. I personally had Cherry winning this fight, 115 to 113. What I thought happened was I just thought that Cherry's shots as the fight wore on did not dissipate in terms of power. I mean, he was hitting this with the same power level from the beginning of the fight towards the end, and Pedraza just was probably expecting him to fade because Cherry was put out a very high output here. He was an extremely busy fighter. He's the older fighter, so maybe Pedraza was a little bit caught off guard with this pace being fought consistently throughout, even in the later rounds. He was saying to himself, you know, this guy's probably going to fade. And I think he was maybe in the back of his mind counting on that. And when it didn't happen, I thought he got discouraged in this fight. He looked a little bit mentally the worse for wear. You could see his face had a discouraged look on it. And obviously, by looking at both fighters' faces, you could see that Pedraza's face definitely was the worst for wear, and Cherry's shots had more effect than Pedraza's did. And once Cherry started figuring out Pedraza, once he started figuring out timing his jab and being able to slip it and counter over the top of it, that was a problem for Pedraza. And then he switched to southpaw, and everyone thinks that's such a cool thing. But a lot of times when a guy switches to southpaw, you know, his power is just not the same. And his punches, you know, he's not able to dictate the pace as he would if he was in the orthodox stance, because the jab is not authoritative and that left hand isn't going to pack the same amount of power as the straight right would. So when that happened, then I thought Edna Cherry was able to impose his will even more and just back up Pedraza. So I thought he was actually weaker in that southpaw stance, and it did him a disservice to switch up.
Well, I will say this. I like Pedraza, even though this might be a controversial fight and, you know, some people might have seen him losing. I give him a lot of credit. I think it was the 10th round. He dug down really deep. I mean, yeah. Cherry landed one of those cherry bombs with a right hand. Yeah. And Pedraza just decided that that's it. He wasn't going to stand for it. And he stood there and he won some punches. A lot of them missed. Some of them hit. And he backed Cherry up. This was a good fight. It might merit a rematch, but Cherry and Pedraza both are fairly unknown. So I don't know if we're going to get it. Moving on to the undercards on, I believe it was Show Extreme that they showed Robert Easter Jr. Robert Easter Jr. Did what he had to do versus Juan Roman Solis, beating him by third round TKO in the lightweight division. This is the guy I've been telling you guys about for quite some time now. He's a really, really big kid for this division. He did a real number on this guy. I like that he's not with Mike Stafford. It was his father playing lead coach again. And that's a little bit weird because Mike Stafford had usually been training him. And this guy's really part of the band camp, as you can see or seen from his shorts and things like that. Now, he's beating the guys that he's supposed to win, that he's supposed to beat, but he's at 135. So Pedraza's in trouble because all these guys are Heyman. everybody, Cherry, yeah, all those 135ers, here he comes. And this kid's a big guy, man. Did you catch this Robert Easter? And let me
Yes.
What about that? What about that reception they gave him? I mean, Broner was the main event, but they were cheering like crazy for Robert Easter Jr. And that shows definitely some pull, because his fight was on Show Extreme and he got those type of cheers. There was a lot of people there.
Robert Easter is a big lightweight, and he can punch, and he's got some length to him, and he knows how to use that length. So as time goes on, I so far I like what I see, because the kid's smooth. You know, he's fluid. He's naturally an athletically gifted fighter. You could just tell that. And I'm just anxious and really excited to see him develop, because so far he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's like a Tommy Hearns version, a lightweight Tommy Hearns, a lightweight version of Tommy Hearns. I know that Steve Howard mentioned that, and it's a very good comparison. You know, I like the kid.
Now, Robert Easter was a 2012 Olympic alternate.
Yeah.
So his, I guess, stablemate or teammate Jamal Herring was also on this card versus Yakubu Amadou. And listen, Jamal looked great, okay, but it depends to what standards. Like, you know, and I'm not saying that, you know, everybody knocks out Amadou, but I think they get stoppages, and I'm gonna just double check that. But were you a little underwhelmed, or were you?
Yeah.
I mean, I should be happy. I should be happy that Herring did what he did the way that he did it, because I like boxers, and he totally outboxed Amadou. But I don't know. I kind of wanted to see a little bit more from him.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
He's just not as dynamic as Robert Easter is, and that's just the way it is. I mean, he's not a bad fighter, but he's more of a meat and potatoes type guy. There's nothing that just spectacular about this guy that stands out. But I don't think he's a bad fighter. He just may not turn out to be as good a fighter as Robert Easter, in my opinion.
Now, Amadou has only been stopped by two people, and that is Ivan Redchak and Ricky Burns. Now, we knew early in, especially myself, and I've been, you know, obviously with every episode, I've been telling you guys as much as I can about all these Olympians, because they've been always, you know, getting a lot of airtime on the live cards. Like, I've seen Robert Easter fight probably all his fights, maybe except this one. The same thing with Herring. And what I see is that Herring doesn't have much power. He's going to have to learn how to use those legs just a little better. But he did stay undefeated, and that's what counts. Rennell Williams defeated Eduardo Reyes by 8-round unanimous decision in the lightweight division. And those are your weekend fights. I will give you the results for the Go Fight Live in Philadelphia. Jason Sosa remains undefeated. Keep your eyes on him. He beat George Pazzo by 6-round KO in the junior lightweight division. And also on Ring TV, Estrella TV, Patrick Teixeira defeated Don Moulton by 7th-round KO in the middleweight division. And I've seen this fight, but listen, I'm going to just keep it 100% honest here, okay? You know, we need to just get rid of this, you're on that side, I'm on this side, because these fights right here, these could be ridiculed, okay? I almost feel like I was robbed the hours of my life for watching this. Not only was the stream, no, I'm serious, because the stream was 100% beautiful. I was watching on my Apple TV perfectly, but there was a problem with their audio again. They cut out. And
I hate when that always happens when you watch those Go Fight Live. That's why I stopped buying them.
I'm talking about the Ring TV, not Go.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
But you know, listen, Berto, I think his name is, or Duran. Let's just call him Duran. His last name. Doug Fisher and Kim did an excellent job. When they could be heard, they did a good job. You know, giving us information on these guys. But these were showcase fights, if not to the 10th power. I mean, it was insane. Like, there was no way the A side wasn't going to win in these. I mean, look, some of these guys, it really looked like they just went to the local high school, said, hey, how old are you? 17? No, you're no good. What, how old are you? I'm 18. All right, you want to fight? That's what it looked like. I'm dead ass.
You want to hear something crazy? You ever hear of Peter McNeely, that heavyweight that Mike Tyson fought? He's from Massachusetts. He fought Mike Tyson in 1995 when Mike Tyson first came back, and That's what he used to do when he used to fight in Massachusetts. They used to say he used to go to local bars to find opponents. I'm not kidding. One guy, he fought one guy. He didn't have boxing shoes on. The guy had freaking sneakers on when he fought him. It was hilarious. But go ahead.
They didn't go to the bar. They went to the playground, to the basketball court. These kids. It was a bunch of young kids on there. You know, all their names are not even here. Zachary Ochoa was there. He defeated Alejandro Rodriguez by 3rd round KO. He got a stoppage, but you know, look behind the numbers. I mean, I love Zachary. He knows I love him. I interview him all the time ever since he was 1-0, but you know, he doesn't have much power. So if he's knocking guys out, I don't know where they found them. That's all I'm saying. Antonio Gutierrez defeated Francisco Fonseca, 6-round unanimous decision. I seen this fight again. You know, these kids need proper training and trainers, without a doubt. It was a lot of sloppiness going on these fights. But we're going to go ahead and take it to the streets. We ran through all our fights. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're in the YouTube, please hit that like button. It's important, man. It's important. And, you know, 646-478-3068. Press 1. Let's get to these streets here. We got Jay from Orlando in the queue. Talk to me.
What's going on, man? How you guys doing tonight?
Great.
Doing very, very well.
All right, cool. No crow for me, but I'm looking for. Hopefully Georgie calls in.
No. Wait a minute, Jay. Listen, Jay. I don't have, I guess, photographic memory or whatever term you want to use, but you sure you didn't pick Matthysse? Because I don't remember people calling in for Postal.
I'm positive. This is how.
Listen, I'm gonna believe you. You know why? No, check it out. You don't even gotta waste more of your call. I'm gonna give you your call back because I'm gonna believe you because I just consider everyone that calls in here some sort of friend or family, and I'm gonna believe that my friend, my brother Jay from Orlando, won't lie to me. But I don't remember people picking Postal.
I mean, the crow doesn't taste that bad. I mean, it's like you know, it's bitter for like the first couple bites, and you get used to it.
But go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry. I'm
fucking with you.
Nah, no worries, man. Nah, this is TBV family, man. TBV family. But you go back, you listen to the show when you cut Beeve off and you cut the casual fan off. You hear me? I put on my pick. But Saturday, man. Saturday night, AB. This what AB is. Like he has 2 speeds, and with his 2 speeds. It's either he's doing offense or he's doing defense. And when it's offense, he's not doing a lot. So, and if you pressure him, he's not going to be able to do much. Like, he won, I give it to him. I'm glad he's back one. I know I was shocked. Like, he weighed in at 138.5. Like, that's crazy because, what was the John Molina fight? He was a pound over for that, and he was struggling to make weight for the Sean Porter fight. Like, so I was shocked with that. But it was in the 11th round where he pretty much could have closed the show. He was walking him down, and he had a guy on the rope. Guy couldn't do anything, and then the guy hits him, and he stops, and he starts walking. He starts getting out of there once the guy punches him, and it's like he wasn't doing anything at all. So I feel like with that, it's kind of like what B was saying. He's got the wrong people in his corner, and it's too late. It's too late for the guy because he's too old, and he's too set in his ways where if he got with somebody else to train him a different way, it's always going to be their fault. It's going to be kind of sort of like the Amir Khan with blaming on Freddie Roach, blaming on that kind of training. Like, oh, it's their fault. It's never like his fault of what he's doing. Like, and Barry Hunter and Coach Mike, like they're good guys, but they're letting him run wild. They're letting him believe his own hype. So I don't know how you're going to be able to reel that back in. On another note, with the PBC, it's not on PBC, but it should have been on PBC. The Peter Quillen and Daniel Jacobs fight, I don't get why you would promote that on PBC and you would do that on every pretty much PBC show that you have. You have Daniel Jacobs.
Jay, we got a busy show, brother. You got to stay on topic. We talking Broner, Matthysse fights. We can't go all the way to Daniel. That's December 5th, player. You skipping it too far in the future.
Oh, nah, hey, man, I'm good. I'll give it back to you, man. I'm glad Postal won. I'm glad I don't have to eat no crow. And you guys take it easy, man.
All right, Jay. Well, thank you very much. All right, guys, let's try and stay on topic because you have to be courteous to your brother or your friend, whatever you want to consider the guy underneath you. Bin Umar on Skype, talk to me.
Yo, can you hear me clearly, my nigga?
Very clear.
All right, word. All right, the goon is back. The goon is back. What's good, my nigga Ness? I ain't speak to you in a minute.
I'm good, brother, man. Enjoying this weekend's fights, man. A lot of good fights.
All right, the only person I want to talk to on the panel is my brother Ness, man. The rest of you niggas is irrelevant to me.
Whoa,
So,
the Beebster?
Oh, Beeb there? I ain't watched the show. That's my brother Beeb too. I fuck with Beeb. How you doing, Beeb?
I'm okay, man. Thank you, man.
I didn't know Beeb was there. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Right.
Yo, Beeb.
What up?
You just put $1,100 in my pocket, so I fucks with you.
1,100? Stop.
Oh my God, that's good, man.
I put some bread up on Postal fucking with the brother Beeb at -180. I just came home with 1,100.
Yo, some dudes got plus 250 on Postal last night, man. When they bet late last minute, he was up to a plus 250, man. I you know what I'm saying?
I didn't even see it, Beeb. I listened to you guys' show last week. I ain't gonna front. I listened to Beebs' fucking betting section, and I was like, you know what? I'm retired from betting because I retired from betting when Paulie cost me mad money on Danny Garcia fight. So I retired for a second. I was like, you know what? Let me put this quick 500 on Postal real quick.
500?
Wow, man.
Whoa.
I don't play. I bet big. Danny Garcia won me 2,700. I've been telling you this for years. I bet big, and I like to get that comeback. So, Beeb, you welcome to Thanksgiving.
All right, then.
Anytime you want to come through New York, bro, you got a place to stay on some real shit. You got a lot of bread in my pocket.
All right, man.
I just wanted to speak. I just want to say what up, man. I don't give a fuck about these fights, man. I just want to say thank you to B. I want to say what's up to my brother Ness. And that's all I really want to say. I don't give a fuck about these fights, man. I hope y'all doing good. And that's it, man. I'm out of here. Ness, you know you my brother, my nigga. I fucks with you heavy.
Man,
so
thank you, brother.
Have a good show, bro.
All right, man.
Peace.
Wow, $1,100.
That's a big score, man.
That's a score.
That's a score, man.
Live from Los Angeles and live from the fights last night. How was that excitement for Lucas Matthysse versus Postal? Fernando Pimentel, Los Angeles correspondent.
Man, you keep saying Las Vegas, man. You got to correct yourself. Nah, man, dude, last night was freaking amazing. First off, before I even get to Viktor Postol's victory and everything, let me talk to you about Mercito Gesta. Gesta was in a war. He was actually dropped in the second round. I myself honestly had that fight for Gesta by a point, but he honestly just doesn't look the same as he did before he fought Miguel Vasquez. You pretty much what you saw yesterday is exactly what you're going to keep getting from him. I honestly think they're just keeping him as a name in Golden Boy. That way they can build some of their younger stars up to defeat him. That's probably the best bet they're going to do with him. As for Matthysse versus Postal, man, another magical night up at the StubHub Center. 7,025 people showed up. It was all, capacity's 9,000. It was a packed house. It was a great fight. The first couple of rounds were kind of slow and everything. Matthysse had spots here and there. Postal was just trying to figure him out. No one saw that KO coming. No one saw it. It looked like Postal was just going to coast to a victory. He was just going to outbox him for the remaining rounds. But once that shot landed, we knew it was over. We knew that Matthysse wasn't getting up. Media section was going crazy as in, what the hell? What did we just see? Is Matthysse done? I had media members tell me that Matthysse will never win a world title. I honestly don't think he's cut out for 140 anymore. I honestly think that weight cut is too much for him. I think he needs to move up to 147. But Golden Boy has no 147 pounders.
Well, look, I'm not gonna wait for Beeb to say it or for a caller to have the balls. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. This is the second time he's tested. This is the second time he's looked like shit. Second time his power has been not effective. Or should I say ineffective?
I agree with you there. I do agree with you there. He did hurt Postal a couple of times, and honestly, there was one punch, and I think it was in the 5th or in the 6th round, that wobbled Postal really badly, and then Postal came in with I say, a very intentional headbutt and hit him right on that eye. I'm not saying that's what led to the knockdown or anything like that, or the knockout. But I'm saying Postal was hurt. He threw an intentional headbutt. Everybody in media sections like, damn, is the ref going to say anything to him about that? Because that was intentional. I don't know how it looked on TV, but in real life, watching it right there,
yeah, it was suspect.
Away from it, that was an intentional headbutt.
It was suspect. I agree. Yep.
Yeah, but no, it was a great night at the StubHub. Honestly, anybody out here in LA, man, if you ever get a chance to watch a fight at the StubHub, I don't care how minor the card is, go to it. There is something special about that place that just creates this magic. Every single fight that's been there, there's never been a dull moment. I can't find a fight that was dull. You know, even though I found the Donaire Ishioka fight dull, it still had Rios Alvarado on the card. You know what I'm saying? So there's always something at the StubHub. Just go to the fights there. Trust me, you will not have a bad day there. Plus the tickets are cheap. All the seats are good. Just go to the StubHub Center, man. Check out the interviews on the YouTube channel. Ness put them all up already. Thanks, Ness, for that. And just great show. Congrats to the guy who won $1,100 on Beep's pick. And damn, I guess I got to start paying attention to Beep when it comes to betting on fights.
Man, listen, Fernando, thanks for calling in and thanks for covering that fight. Check out Fernando's interviews on the YouTube, The Boxing Voice. Obviously,
great work.
They're all
Great
there.
work.
He did some great work with Lampley.
Outstanding.
You know, some good interviews there. Just check them out. Make sure you share them. B, before we get to another caller, why do you think that boxing is, I guess, infected with this? Like, now Matthysse is a bum. He's a bum. He's a hype job. He's overrated. Like, damn, why can't it just lost?
Well, I have to say one thing to support what Fernando said about the weight. My friend, he's a personal trainer. You know, he knows a lot about nutrition like me, and he mentioned to me that the weigh in Matthysse looked very flat, which is an indication that he had to lose a lot of weight in a short period of time, which also translates into a lot of muscle loss. So I'm not making excuses for Matthysse, but I think maybe it is quite possible, because he is getting older now, that he's having a hard time making this 140 pounds. Maybe it is time for a move up to 147. I'm just saying.
Hey, just in case, guys like Ben Umar aren't happy with this week's fights and want to talk about something else, there is some good news. The biggest news is obviously for Beep, and the fact that Vladimir Klitschko and Tyson Fury have rescheduled their fight for November 28th. And they've announced that the fight will take place at the 55-seat Spirit Arena in Germany. And anybody who purchased tickets originally, their tickets are still valid. So the fight was initially scheduled for October 24th. It got postponed because of that calf injury, but it's back on. And I guess this is good news. I was afraid that this wasn't going to get rescheduled till next year. But Vladimir Klitschko goes on to say, my injury will heal quickly enough for me to enter the ring on November 28th. I will promptly continue my training camp preparations. And of course, I am very happy to still be fighting this year, especially for my fans who have already bought their tickets. So I guess this is a good thing. I was kind of upset that the fight got canceled. And like I said, I didn't want to wait till next year for this. I want a winner or a loser so we can know what's next.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not mad at Vladimir Klitschko for finally realizing he's in there with the best heavyweight in the world on November 28th. It's not a bad thing that he needed an extra 4 weeks to train and prepare for this physical specimen that's going to be in front of him November 28th. So it is what it is. And Tyson Fury, be prepared for the upset, everybody. You heard it here first. Tyson Fury will beat Vladimir Klitschko on November 28th. It's just going to happen, man.
Josue from the Lower Oregon, what's going on, brother?
Hey, yo, what up? Hey, hold on. My bad. Hey, I just want to say, Matthysse, he did bad. I feel bad for Matthysse. I was rooting, but first I need to eat crow because I did take Matthysse.
Okay, let me give you some, and we got some new crow for you.
Thanks, Ness. But I did pick Broner. But I just want to say this is my review. Like I thought it was a tune-up fight in Showtime for a world title, And you know, on HBO, it was a well-earned title. Both guys, both guys were dangerous for each other, and it was a deserved a fight for the fans. And and Postal deserved it, man. He got the win, and he deserves all the credit. So, and that's my call. Thanks, man.
Short and sweet, always. Josue's a perfect caller. I mean, what's going on?
What's going on, fellas?
What up?
Not much, man. Listen, I know I didn't get a chance to call in and say it, but I definitely had Postal, you're going to get a lot of that tonight, but I'm legit because I was telling my brother, the only reason why I had Postal is because I was worried about Matthysse not really, being able to move as quick with a boxer. It was just coming to me. It just came down to a guy, even though, we might have seen a lot of him, but I knew he was a boxer, and Matthysse always got problems with boxing. So that being.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Yo, you frontin', Ness. You frontin', yo. I'm for real.
Yo, I've been dying to use that soundbite. Thank you.
Nah, man, I had it for real though. But on to Broner. I don't know, man. Broner though, it's the same old thing, man. I would like to see him. I know we're not going to, but put him in there against the Delorme. Put him in there against I think somebody said earlier, Raymond Beltran. Put him up against some legit 140 pounds that got a little bit of pop with it, and then we'll see where he's at, because he's still the same flat-footed. He's countering against somebody slow as all hell. So, you get him credit for doing what he had to do, but, it is what it is, man, and I'm out.
All right, made my day. Yo, I've been sitting on that soundbite for days. Hey, Boxing MD, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? Just give me the crow.
Man, a lot of crow going around these days.
So, I only need one portion. I don't need two portions.
Oh, my bad. I was giving away some seconds.
All right, sure. I'll take seconds on this. But, I did pick Lucas Matthysse. Shout out to Beeb on the good betting advice. I warn you guys to be careful for the Fury fight, but that's a different story. Anyways, there was a point in like the fifth or sixth round where Lucas Matthysse was, I guess, finding his range where he was clearly hurting Postal, right? There were like one round that he kind of was, I guess, closing the distance enough to land some power punches.
I think that was the fifth round.
Yeah, damn it, like for 1 second I was like, I felt like the momentum was changing, but I guess, what changed my mind in the beginning when the Postal came out to like this hard 1980s song. And I was like, shit, this guy's serious. So I don't know, like overall, like Matthysse, he fucking quit. It is what it is. And I get it. Like he's been through wars, his eyes taking damage, but like there's not that many guys that quit on this level. And when they do, unfortunately, as boxing fans, we criticize them, and I think we're allowed to. That's my opinion. Going on to the Adrien Broner card, I didn't watch the undercard, but I do need to say one thing about Adrien Broner, because honestly, I'm a big fan of Adrien Broner. And it's not because I take him seriously, but he is like a fresh of air in boxing, because how many of the fucking boxers, they literally all they have is a style or an interview, and then that's it. But he is like, Adrien Broner is entertaining to me. I'm sorry, like he has a soft spot for me. And the fact that like he's saying these things like, can you give me the actual quote of the what he said that was controversial, so I don't misquote him?
But if that is true, this is what you do, big bro, because bosses talk to bosses. You put Ashley on one of your private jets, bring him to come see me, and I bet I bring the girl out of that boy like Bruce Jenner.
Stuttering too when he says it.
Yeah, he stuttered because, that's part of his delivery, and it's part of what makes him interesting, I guess, because we all know that he's not the, smartest person. But
he's whack.
Why is that offensive? Who does that offend? Like, who does that offend?
It doesn't offend me. I just think it's whack, man.
You can think it's corny and whack, but like to me,
you're calling in the wrong show to ask who it offends, brother. You got to
doesn't offend me,
Andy
man.
Cohen on Bravo or something.
Yeah, no, I totally understand.
Like, only Ellen DeGeneres for that.
What I have a problem with is Jim Gray trying to silence him on fucking Showtime, where they show
he's an idiot.
Literally fucking anything on their network shows. They could show, two guys or two, whatever. They could show sexual innuendo or have there's essentially no censorship.
Well, they had a show dedicated to lesbians called the letter L. So I don't know why they would, why they would censor him from saying it. But listen, MD, you're going into a realm that boxing doesn't go into. Come back to boxing.
Okay, I'll come back to boxing. So I think Adrien Broner, I'll never take him seriously as being a world champion until he shows me something differently. But he will always be one of you guys have to mute yourself on Skype. But he'll always be in exciting fights because he just, to me, I don't know, I have a soft spot for him. And it could sound really weird, but he always comes willing to fight. He's a tough motherfucker. What I see him against Maidana, man, like not that many boxers today are that tough and have what he's showing. So to me, it is what it is. I'm an Adrien Broner fan, and I will be until he's taken off the TV. And I heard somebody compare him to Chavez Jr. To me, it's not the same at all because Chavez Jr. was not entertaining to me in any way at all. Like who? Chavez Jr. is just a fucking big bully. He had no style. He just had body punching. I don't see the correlation. So, we'll see Adrien Broner again on TV. Hopefully he stays on Showtime because I think Showtime is his platform. I don't think he should be on NBC because I guess if the kids are watching Adrien Broner, maybe he's not kid friendly, but Showtime is his platform and Jim Gray should let him say what he has to say. That's pretty much all I have to say. Good week.
Catch me in the hood hanging out like Coach. Boom, boom. You can hear the diamonds in my Rolex. My shit louder than the ground from the prices on the Corvette. I probably wear some trues and some Timbs of graduation, but that shit won't ever happen because I never graduated. The streets, man, I was made for that shit.
Yo, listen, the thing with Broner, he's not going too far, man. You got to continue to matchmake him properly, but
people like him though, Ness. I mean, he's a spectacle, man. People like him.
No, you're absolutely right.
I can't deny that. I don't particularly. I'm not crazy about him. I don't hate him, but I'm not a huge fan of him at all. I mean, I don't find him entertaining at all. I think he's mad corny.
Yeah.
Mad corny.
Well, I mean, listen. What we have to say is he's a draw. He was like seven people shy of 6,000 in his hometown, and credit to Heyman. He got to keep doing that. Keep putting him in his hometown.
I mean, he's marketable. There's no question about it. He's
whoa.
Well, I'll mute myself. I'll get off. Let me say one thing. Isn't his corniness part of his like him being funny? Like that's how I take him as. It all depends. Hey, if you like, listen, I'm not going to tell you what to like, man. If you like him, that's cool. I'm not going to say you can't like him. I just don't like him. It's just everyone has their different tastes. Some people like dry humor. Some people like physical humor. Some people may think Jim Carrey's funny. They may think Eddie Murphy's not. Vice versa. It is what it is, bro. I think it's too forced. It doesn't sound authentic at all to me. That's all.
MD. Stop it. Your call is over. And as far as Broner,
the saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
Mr. Nunca, you're live. Mr. Nunca on Skype, you're live. Nunca on Skype. Going once.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Okay, sorry. Get me on mute. As far as Broner, I think I've called in about Broner before. He's from a different time, man, like where you had regional draws, and that's cool, man. I dig it. I like that the PBC is finally keeping people local and that he wins. So match him up right. Why not? He's not going to be a world champion, but you need characters like Broner in boxing. That's what makes boxing unique. Guys like Adrien Broner have a platform, a good, bad, or indifferent, and PBC is kind of taking a little bit that away. The crowd or the entourage, all the guys coming out. I don't like that. I don't like that you get that taken away. So enough on Broner, but calling about the Matthysse fight. What did you guys think about that? I just called in now. Did you guys cover that yet or no?
Of course.
We sure did. So give us your take.
Hey, man, Postel's got a stick, man. He's got a great jab, man. I thought he used the jab well. He found timing, and he caught him, man. He caught him. And I'm excited to see him against Terrence Crawford. That's going to be a good fight. I believe it. I believe the hype, man. That's where I stand with him. I thought he used his jab well. He used his length well. And he's disciplined as shit. And I thought he fought a good fight. That was my take.
All right, Mr. Nunca. Georgie, Porgy, we got something for you, my friend.
Yo, I know you'll be waiting like a year, so let me have it, baby. Let me have it.
A year?
Holy. I gotta go extra love, huh?
So,
Yo,
what's up? You gonna apologize to Beeb?
Beeb, I'm gonna tell you straight up. You got it. I give you credit, and you were right. I was wrong. It's important.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. You're a man's man. You're a man's man.
But Georgie, like the intro says, it's not about right and wrong. It's about the bank account. And Ben Umar got 1,100. Oh my God.
I know. Congrats to him too, you know. But I would like to say that the win per se, like Postal did a lot of, he did a lot of Kell Brook, my man. He did a lot of that shit in the first 6-7 rounds.
Whoa, too many. I say maybe the first 5, because I think the 5th round is when Jack Reese really made 2 warnings. He also went to the corner and told Freddie Roach, and they translated it for him. Vadim did. And like I said in the beginning of the show, I think that Jack Reese did a great job. He really enforced the rule, which I got to repeat Lampley, and it made that fight what it was by not allowing holding to exist. It was fucking magic. It was beautiful. Every referee should do the same. Holding is like AIDS, man. You don't want it.
Oh, God.
He did a great job. I was really pleased with the fight, the way he came out. I mean, Matthysse walking to the punch. If the dude got power, yeah, maybe he got power. So I think he's legit from now on. You can nobody discredit him. But he did a lot of holding. I guess that's part of the game too. I'll take that, He won. So for the most part, thumbs up, guys. Keep it up and let's start, Do you eat your crow?
Who?
You.
I picked Postal.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the Broner versus the Khabib dude.
What? I didn't pick Khabib. Because
you didn't pick Broner.
Listen, Beeb gave you advice. I didn't pick. I mean, did I? I don't know. I don't think I did.
Beeb, did you eat your crow?
I don't think I did. Beeb didn't pick Khabib. He's telling you who to bet on. He's not telling you that's his pick.
What the fuck you gonna tell me who to bet on if you ain't picking him?
No, he's saying it. Listen. The bet was, if you got a little bit of money, this guy's an underdog, but he's got a shot. So that's why, go to that part in the what exactly? How much did you lay down on Khabib?
I put 50 on him, but I told people just to put a little bit amount of money on him just for the hell of it.
Eat some crow, man. Yo, eat some crow. That's it.
Beeb, was your official pick for the fight, Broner?
Yeah, no, give it to me. I took Khabib.
That nigga that shit, man.
All right, Georgie. All right, Georgie.
There you go.
Thanks for calling in. Listen, the thing is this though. Like I thought. And I guess Georgie was right, so credit to Georgie for bringing it up. I thought you were just giving betting advice. I didn't know that was your bets and your picks.
No, but, I'll take it. I don't care, man. It doesn't matter to me.
Because it was obvious from the bankroll, you only put 50 on him, but on Postal you put what, 150, right? Or a 50 or 100.
I put 100. Put 100. Yeah.
So it was obvious who you were more, I guess, secure on. Let's get to some of these other callers. We got, my man Darkside. What's going on, my brother?
What's up?
What's
Chilling,
going
man.
on?
I see from yesterday you were not excited with not too happy with the fight. Rather, you wanted these guys to do a little more. Both.
I was definitely I was surprised by Postal, and I'm really excited to see him fight more. I guess my thing though, I always kind of, after a big victory like that, I always start thinking like, man, how good is this guy really? How good is this guy really? and I always want to see who the best in every division. But really, that's not how boxing really works. It's not about like, boxing. They're not really interested in seeing who the best in each division. But because again, I think it'd be great to see him fight Crawford, because I think you need a new need to figure out who the new king is at 140 since Garcia is gone. But again, I'm not really. I don't know if it'll happen, because you know how boxing is. But again, I think that would be a good fight, because I think Postal. I think he was like 6 or 7 or something in Ring Magazine. But after what he did to Matthysse, you know, he's definitely higher up. And I would love to see him against Crawford, but who knows if that is gonna happen.
Well, Dark Side, thanks for calling in, but it definitely looks like they're gonna give you that Crawford fight. They were jizzing all over the broadcast about that, and I'm happy. I mean, I can't even believe that both of those guys want to fight each other. That's gonna be interesting. The saddest thing is gonna be that none of those guys, or the winner of that fight, is gonna get to fight Broner. Scorsese, talk to me.
All right, man. Yeah. Sensei was talking about the. Can you hear me?
We hear you, brother.
I thought you were trying to say something. Come on, bro. What I get that for?
Cause you always act. Can you hear me? We hear you.
You was finna say something though. All right. Anyway, he called about the StubHub being excited and the door moment. I could give you a door moment at the StubHub, Kell Brook versus Sean Porter, but congrats to Postal. And the best thing about his championship win, you're gonna get to see if he can fight. I don't know if the mind fight is next. You know, is that like next, or you got whatever you want after that?
We both know it ain't gonna be next, because Crawford got to fight, and you know, I mean, maybe if Crawford wins, they go into immediate quick negotiations. Isn't Postal with Bob anyway? Isn't that a Bob fight?
Yeah, I'm asking, is Amir Mind mandated? Because he said
he's
fighting.
Yeah, no. Amir Man is definitely the mandatory. They got to give him that fight. Okay,
I didn't know if it was like immediately next, or like they got to start negotiating or not, because he said he fighting them next. But I ain't too sure about top ring making unification fights after I just seen the shit that went on with Lomachenko and Walters. They had a whole year to make that. They didn't, so I kind of hope they do. And I want to talk about Danny Garcia in here, because it relates to this fight. It's a lot of people that want to say, oh, this is why Danny ducked him. Like, this ain't Danny Garcia loss. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't no Danny fan, but this ain't his fucking loss. Like, Matthysse went in there, and he the one that took that knee, and he stayed on that knee. He didn't even have to go down. It wasn't if he could get up. He didn't even have to go down. Like, he saw another punch coming, he just fell, said, let me get out the way. He wanted to go down. He wanted to stay down. And since he's not with Al NWA, you don't even know if his next fight is gonna be on HBO. You don't even know if they're gonna pick him up again. And if they do pick him up again, it's gonna be a threat to him losing another fight, because it's not gonna be anything he could bounce back off of. So, I mean, not with Al so much for that shit. But Edna Cherry, he lost 7-5, but Pedraza gonna get that ass tore into by Fortuna. That's all I got, man.
All right, 646-478-3068.
Call me now.
We got another caller here. Let me get to him.
I'm back. Uh-oh.
Yo, what up? Well, I'm gonna start off with Robert Easter. I really don't see nobody beating him at 135. I mean, plus that's a weak division, but I mean, the guy got like a 4-inch height over everybody, a long reach over everybody. He's a skilled boxer who knows how to use his height, unlike Paul Williams. So I don't really see nobody beating him at 135. And to the Raza and Cherry fight, I had Cherry winning that fight. Like, my scorecards was the same as Showtime. I mean, it was clear who won the fight. Like, it wasn't no swing rounds, in my opinion. The rounds Raza won, he won clearly, and the rounds Cherry won, he won clearly. So I didn't, see it as hard to score at all. And I don't know, because Raza, he came out good. Like, he came out boxing, picking his spots, darn in and out, making Cherry miss. And after the 4th round, he just like, I don't know if he was gassed or what, but he was getting hit by everything. You know what I'm saying? So. And to the Adrien Broner fight, like I said before the fight, I wanted Adrien Broner to look impressive, like, you know, the Marco fight, because lately he been fighting down to his opponents, like Carlos Molina and Taylor. I think he should have really like picked them off. But yeah, he impressed me to the opponent. Like, we still have to see him how he do against an elite fighter. And that right uppercut was nasty that night. And who else? Oh yeah, I got to eat crow for the Lucas Matthysse fight. Okay, yeah, because before, like, the last time I called, I said it was a 50-50 fight. I said I could see it going any way, because I could see Viktor Postol outbox. Actually, I was pulling for Viktor Postol, because I was never a fan of Lucas Matthysse. I always thought he was a hype job. I was one of the few that picked Garcia to beat him, actually. Because if everybody just look at the KO percentage, how many people he KO'd and all that. But what else? Like, if you can't knock your opponent out, what else do you have to fall back on? And if you can take Lucas' punch and you can box, you can beat him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he don't bring nothing else to the table. And I don't feel like his eye was hurt or nothing like that. I just felt like he was beat mentally. Like, he didn't want to get back up. That's why boxing plays a good part in the sport. Like, they trying to push boxers out of the sport, saying they boring and stuff like that. But, you know, if a year before this fight, if you would have asked who would have made Matthysse quit, Ruslan or Postal, you would have said Ruslan. You would have never thought Postal with 11 knockouts would make Matthysse quit. So, and I would like to see Postal fight Amir Ahman next. I know HBO is pushing for Terrence Crawford, but I felt like, you know, Amir Ahman had been doing more at 140, and that's the mandatory. So I hope he get that. I mean, I would like to see both, but Amir Ahman, I think he deserves a shot more than Terrence Crawford. That's all I got.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see if they give him that shot. Amir Ahman having that alliance with Don King, but I'm not sure where exactly Amir Ahman falls, because all his fights have been, you know, with Don King in the ring with him, but they've been on Heyman cards, so I'm not sure. Let's get, well, actually, I want to say Lucas Matthysse, you know, I don't see how I'm the only one saying that he sounded a lot like.
I don't think I deserve to be, you know, getting beat up like this.
Ooh.
I mean, he did sound like Vic, man. He sounded like Vic.
Introducing the hard-hitting ringside Robbie.
Hi, Robbie.
Hello, guys, and I need crow for Lucas Matthysse. And congratulations, Beeb. You nailed that fight to a T, and anybody that took your advice, they got some serious money in their pockets. So keep up your good work.
Thank you, Robbie.
Yeah. Thank you. And I have to agree with the last caller. I hope politics don't get in the way. Amir Ahman deserves the next shot at Postal. He's had 2 good fights this year, looked good both times. He deserves his shot. I want to see Crawford and him fight, but you know, Amir Ahman has actually stepped up to the plate and did what he was supposed to do, and I hope he's not pushed aside. I agree with Beeb on Adrien Broner. You know, I don't like his antics. I don't like the way he does things as far as interviews and things like that. And you know, he put on a good performance, and he's gonna run through Ashley. That ain't gonna be no contest. I hope they step him up in competition, though. If they're gonna give him the Ashley fight, I hope they step him up in competition, because Broner's got a lot of questions to answer, and I also had Edner Cherry winning that fight, 115, 113. You know, maybe they'll do it again, but maybe not. We'll wait and see what happens, and I'm glad the Klitschko Fury fight has been rescheduled for this year. I'm glad we don't have to wait for it.
All right, GT Kid from the ATL, what's up?
What's going on, this Robbie?
Yo, you know you picked Matthysse.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, that stuttering means you picked him.
Nah. I picked Broner and I picked Victor, man. That's all.
This is
Why
all.
the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Nah, man, I called in.
I could have sworn like everyone picked Matthysse last week, man.
Beeb, I'm not even making this up. I honestly don't remember anyone picking Viktor Postol.
I don't either. I don't either. Maybe two
Well,
people.
Ness, I was here Thursday, and only a few people actually picked.
How many, Robbie? Like 2?
90%.
2 people? Maybe 3?
A few is 2.
Maybe 2 or 3 tops, but most people picked Matthysse. So who
But
actually
7
called in.
people just called in and said they. What the fuck?
I don't know. Look, I don't know about anybody else, man. But I picked.
Oh, Robbie, we got to start taping this stuff, Robbie.
No crow for me, man. I should have put some money down, but maybe next time. But yeah, I ain't really have a whole lot tonight, man. It's been a good year for boxing, and we got a couple months left. We still got some big fights coming up. We got the we got Canelo and we got Triple G. So I mean, anybody complaining, man, you really don't have nothing to complain about. That's all I really had. But hey, you need to be Ness, you need to get Scorsese's on intro, and his intro needs to be him saying, "Can you hear me?" That way, every time he calls, you don't have to ask, man. You can just play it, and he'll know.
I love Scorsese too, man. But he's like, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" I love him, man. I love him too, man. It's just crazy that "Can you hear me" like 10 times in a row.
Oh man, thank you for calling in. Let's see, we got Jay Will from Columbus. Holla.
What's up, man? Yeah, man. I guess you can give me the pro, man. For the fight.
Why don't you just say you picked Postal like everybody else?
Nah, man, nah. I ain't know that. But I guess I'm gonna touch the AB fight real quick. With the AB fight, man. To me, he did look a little bit sharper to me, man. He looked like he really focused. Like honestly, this whole I would say camp, he had a serious camp instead of half-ass in the camp. So I mean, I guess y'all saying don't believe the hype. I would say the jury's still out too. You know what I'm saying? But he did look sharper this fight. To the real fight, to the Matthysse fight, Postal fight, man. It was a decent fight. The thing about it, to me, Postal with the whole Lennox Lewis style, Vladimir style, jab, hold, jab. I mean, it's effective, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I hope he should get criticized at some point too for that stuff. I mean, but luckily we had a good ref. Ref stopped all that bullshit. But the one shit that did kind of piss me off that I heard a couple of callers say is about Matthysse quitting. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of ignorant, man. For y'all to really be saying y'all so upset or he needs to be clowned, and I mean, and then you trying to play him like Victor Ortiz. To me that it's a little different, man. Dude almost got knocked down one other time. He got hit on the top of the head or in the back of the head. Got spun around into the ropes and almost went down, but didn't go down that time. But then he got hit straight flush on the eye he has problems with, and then he was rubbing it the whole time he was on the knee. Let me ask y'all this: what do y'all think about Roberto Duran? Is he not still a great fighter?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
That's what I thought. So I mean, sometimes some fighters they see, look, man, this man he has my number tonight. He's been kicking my ass tonight. And at the end of the day, I want to fight again. I'm not gonna let this dude just keep kicking my ass for no damn reason because I don't have the remedy tonight. I don't. And that's not quitting or him being a punk. That's just him recognizing like, look, I ain't gonna just keep getting my ass kicked when the fight's pretty much over. And that's it. I'm gonna just leave it like that.
Very well said.
It was well said, but at the end of the day, you have that conversation with your corner in the corner, and you don't get out the corner. You don't come into the ring, get hit by a punch, and then you're just there. Because look at the odds, man. The odds was Postal plus 250. That meant everybody bet and thought Matthysse was gonna win, and he let them down. Like, he didn't even try to get up.
I know,
That's
but when
different than getting knocked down and being KO'd. Is bending down on one knee to stop from getting hit from the second punch, and then just while you're down there, like, you know what, man, fuck that, I'm out. I made 500,000. Postal only making 50. I'm out. That's what that was.
Yeah, but you see him keep grabbing at his eye and stuff, man. There was something wrong, bro. You can't just say he wasn't hurt, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't hurt, bro. I'm not saying that. I'm just
There
saying
was something wrong with that eye, though, man. There was something wrong.
Listen, maybe I'm being insensitive, and, I don't want guys coming at me, with all their little death threat emails. So, look, maybe, I wasn't
I apologize, Lucas. Ness didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I'm just saying some guys get shit, I mean, Daniel Gill got a lot of shit for his knockdown and knockout with Miguel Cotto. People say he quit. I don't understand why everybody defends fucking Lucas. What has he done for him to be this savior, and all of a sudden he does no wrong in no one's eyes?
I just have so much respect for fighters, man. I don't like to discredit them in any way, man. It takes courage to get in there.
All righty. Let's go to 313. I think this might be Wassam, because he uses like 80 different numbers.
Yeah, this is me. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Hi, Wassam. How are you?
Yo, Wassam, I'm telling you, watch out for Wassam. He's not what you guys think. This dude has like 7 numbers, and they all don't work after the show.
What do you work for, the Secret Service?
No, I've been accused of selling drugs before, but I promise you it's not that.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
Different situations.
I'm
not saying that you're saying that.
I don't know what it is, but what's going on, brother?
Yeah, nothing. Just wanted to put in my 2 cents about yesterday's fight. I didn't get a chance to see all of them. The ones I did catch were Pedraza against Edna Cherry and Postal versus Matthysse, and the last few minutes of Broner and Khabib. In regards to Pedraza Cherry, I had Pedraza winning, and I picked him before the fight, although I thought it was going to be a little easier than what it ended up being. I gave him like most callers did the first 3 or 4 rounds, but then at a certain point he turned southpaw, and I didn't understand the tactical reasoning behind that, because as soon as he turned southpaw, Edna Cherry started getting his best work in the fight, and as the rounds were progressing, I'm telling myself, okay, there's going to be some justification for this. His corner is going to tell him, stick southpaw, and you'll see these openings like Terence Crawford would do sometimes. You don't understand it at first, but they see something in the fight that causes them to switch. And it never happened. And Edna Cherry started taking over towards the middle rounds, towards the late rounds, and it was the 11th and the 12th that really decided it for me. And I gave him to Pedraza because he was landing the better shots. He was slipping on the inside. He was a lot of Cherry's work was kind of dirty, coming in with his head. He wasn't really landing nothing, and Cherry didn't even make the adjustments himself that he needed to make. He was looping these left and right hooks in succession, basic combinations that any rookie boxer will realize. If you throw a left and you throw a right, you're just gonna have to duck underneath him, and he would pop up with a shot and outscore him, in my opinion. And in regards to Postal and Matthysse, I picked Postal too. I thought it was going to be an unanimous decision, though. I didn't think he was going to knock him out. And just to touch on what you guys were talking about last, it wasn't really a knockout in the sense that it was the power that hurt him. Like what's his name, George Porgy. He said that it was more to do with Mathisse's momentum as he was coming into the shot. And during the post-fight interview, he said he heard something pop. Which is very dangerous, getting hit in the orbital bone and then hearing it pop. A fighter knows, that's my orbital bone, especially the same eye that he had problems with against Danny Garcia. So I think that's the reason why he stayed down. Nobody should be calling him, a quitter, or anything like that. In the same light, I don't think anybody should be calling Viktor Ortiz a quitter. He got his jaw broken. he was getting his butt handed to him by Maidana. So if he thought he couldn't beat him that night, exactly, live to fight another day. It's the same thing that happened with Monroe Jr. He was getting plastered from pole to pole by Triple G, and he just gave up. He said, "I'm done." Same thing with Daniel Gill. Nobody called him. Well, a few people called him quitters, but unjustifiably. And in terms of Postol, I mean, I was extremely impressed. I picked him to win, but I didn't think he would look that good. His jab was amazing. That as the fight was playing, I was telling my brother, man, this looks strikingly similar to Lennox Lewis. The same way he would use the jab in a plethora of ways. He would use it, just to touch his opponent, to probe, to blind him, and follow with the right hand, to use it to turn his opponent. And I mean, it was like an incredibly versatile jab. And for some reason, he was clinching a lot in this fight, and I credit the adjustment to Jack Reese. And Jack Reese is what is honestly my favorite ref. I think he should referee every single one of Andre Ward's fights, every single one of Vladimir Klitschko's fights, because he's done this more than once. He's done it against Saki Obika and Anthony Durrell. And he was the one that made the clinching stop. He's very firm with the fighters. He's the only one to ever deduct Andre Ward a point for doing that against Adrien Rodriguez. So I think he played a crucial role in maintaining not just the integrity of the fight, but the entertainment value. Because once he told him to stop clinching, he actually had to use his legs more. He was firing more combinations. He was more aggressive, and his true skills came out. The fight becomes better when that happens. Unlike some fights where the guy's clinching 100 times, and you have people like Steve Smoger who'll do absolutely nothing about it. He just basically as a spectator, making sure nobody shanks anybody or something like that. But the job of a referee is much more complex. And in terms of the scorecards, I'm not sure you guys knew, but at the end of the fight, some judges, actually all three judges, had it very close. I think it was like 85-84 in both ways. So it's kind of a godsend that Postal landed that shot right in the orbital bone, because they were ready to rob him. I mean, I had it 8-2. I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't see Matthysse landing anything other than a few clean shots during the entire fight, and I had it 8-2 for Postal. I mean 8-1.
Yeah, man. They
and the punt.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish up.
Okay, yeah. And I was just I wanted to talk about the punch stats. As soon as somebody mentions punch stats on the show, you should just refute them right away. You should just tell them that has no validity, no credence at all. Because if you see that when they had that little text bubble opened up and they would say, punches landed this round, and they're in the clinch, and Matthysse is landing those crazy rabbit shots he's throwing at Postal, and they're counting those as landed punches. So 90% of the copy box numbers at the end for Matthysse were all rabbit punches, or little body shots on the inside that you're not even supposed to score. So CompuBox is it's a horrible, flawed system of computing punches. And if people are that interested in stats, they should compile their own, like me. Like when I was debating with Beeb last time, and he kind of cut me off, which is no problem, because I was getting towards the end of my call, about Durrell and Frach. And I mentioned punch stats, but I wasn't going to use CompuBox. I compile my own. I actually watch the fight. I pause it, and then I count the punches myself. And I split them into categories: power shots and jabs, head and body. And Durrell outlanded him 3-1 in every single round. And those were the punch stats I was using, not actually CompuBox. And in terms of Amir Imam, I don't think he's ready for Postal. He still has a few flaws that he needs to really tighten up before he's ready for somebody like that with that length, that type of jab, and that type of variety in his uppercuts and everything. Because he still pulls straight back. He tends to get into these defensive lows, a lot like Zab Judah, where somebody like Amir Khan, somebody fast with a good jab will just actually destroy him, in my opinion. And I like Amir Imam. But he needs to tighten up, use head movement more, not dip to the same side always. Because if you've seen the sparring session with Lubin, that's what made him get basically handled easily in that sparring session. He would dip to the same side, and Lubin would throw just an uppercut and land them every time. And the fight I would like to see is Crawford Postol. But according to Postal, I don't know if you guys seen the interview, But he said before he fought Matthysse that he was given a choice, either to go the WBO route and fight Crawford for his title, or go the WBC route and fight for the vacant WBC title with Matthysse. And he said he actually chose Crawford, but Crawford turned it down, and he said he didn't want to fight him. So I'm not sure if that fight's gonna happen in the immediate future. And I was hearing some rumors about Crawford.
The thing is that was before he won this fight. You know, before he won this fight, Postal wasn't nobody. That's why nobody wanted to fight him.
Yeah, that could be true. That could be true.
Now he's worth it.
Like the rumors, yeah.
But listen, Wassam, you're long-winded as hell. I got to get to some other callers. We got a lot of people here, but thank you for calling in. And let me get to...
I know a amigo who will charge you zero and throw you a kilo. I bet in the week, bro, your pockets be stuffed like Chipotle burritos.
What's up, guys? I got
both you gotta say what's up, guys. It's AB, because if like a first-time caller listening, they're like, why is this guy, you know, being introduced with Adrien Broner music? And it's the fact that your initials are
AB here. I got both my picks right. Yeah, a lot of crow, you know, today on this show.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Is that a joke or?
Yeah, I just don't believe anybody that picked Postal. I don't remember that.
No, you don't remember me calling into the show and saying Postal?
I mean, you sound pretty adamant about it. It could be true.
No, Beeb, you don't remember?
Me? I honestly thought you picked Matthysse. I swear to God. I could have sworn you picked Matthysse. If I'm wrong, I sincerely apologize.
I called in last show and I said the reason I'm picking Postal is because, first of all, I think he's a better fighter than Judah and Alexander. And, you know, the way, like, you know, and then you came and said that, you know, he starts to prove himself. And then, you know, it's crazy how, dude, just go listen to the show, man. I'm really insulted right now.
Let me back up AB because he did call in and pick Postal.
I apologize. I could have sworn you picked Matthysse.
Yeah, he said he's really insulted.
I don't want you to feel insulted, so I retract everything I just said.
No. I just want you guys to go listen.
I'm sorry, AB.
To the show, because I was pretty clear on Postal. I even made a case.
AB, I'm sorry.
On why
Can you forgive me, AB?
You know, but no, it's all right. It's cool. But yeah, just like, I mean, the way that Garcia outboxed, you know, Matthysse, and you know, he had issues with Alexander and Judah. Now, if Postal had no power, and this is where, you know, the 11 knockouts, we got to remember, this is before he got with Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach is known to turn fighters into power punchers and to bring out the best in you. And I think that, you know, Postal had that amateur style where, you know, he didn't really open up his offense enough. And I think in the Aydin fight, the way he knocked out Aydin cold, you know, I saw right there that this guy's got power. Now, the way to beat him, I don't think that you can beat him from the outside. You have to get on the inside because he's not comfortable on the inside. I just think that Matthysse is not a boxer puncher. Okay, Matthysse is a straight up brawler boxer with limited skills. So he's not a Golovkin or a Miguel Cotto. You know, just because you outbox Provodnikov doesn't mean you're a boxer puncher. So, you know, I think this solidifies now the dominance of the Eastern Europeans in the sport of boxing, because that was the one division where, you know, we didn't have a title, where it was below 160. And now we got Lomachenko at 126 and 140. We got Viktor Postol, lineal title holder. So that's great news right there.
Hey, let me ask you, AB, where are you from? Why are you saying we? Like, now we got, like, where are you from?
Oh no, I told you I'm half ethnic Russian. So.
Oh,
I'm
so you just okay? So you adapting all the Europeans? Okay, that's cool. That's nice of you.
Well, we got to understand that you know, I mean, when I say Eastern Europe, Ukraine is in Eastern Europe, and you know, so.
No, I hear you, man. I mean, it's been far too long that you guys didn't even have anyone to root for. So, you know, be my guest.
You like Kovalev too, Wassam?
Well, I mean, Kovalev. You know, you got Kovalev at 175. You got Golovkin at 160. You got 168, you got Churinov. You got, you know, the cruiserweight dominated by the Eastern Europeans. You got the heavyweight division, lineal title holders in Eastern European. You got 126 Lomachenko, and now you have 140 Viktor Postol. So we're pretty much dominating. You know, we're taking over the sport right now. So.
Damn. All right, AB. Thanks for calling in, brother. Oh, you're not done. My bad. I thought you was.
I was gonna say Crawford. Yeah, that's a great fight. You know, but I'm slightly leaning more towards Crawford. I just think he has a little bit more skills. But I would favor Postal over Imam. But that's a great fight, Crawford and Postal.
Well, all right, brother. Let me see. We got San Diego. 619 San Diego.
Hey, first time caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
This is Andrew from San Diego.
Hi, Andrew.
Actually, the guy that you guys had on Instagram that I met, Tim Mintel, at the Abner Maris Santa Cruz weigh-in.
Oh, with the TBV shirt.
Yeah. And
nice,
then,
nice.
I'm on Twitter too, the Lakers fan.
All right.
1904. Yeah. And actually, I wanted to mention when I was at the weigh-in, I ran into Ray Flores, and he was actually super stoked on the shirt, and he was like telling me how it was great that I was supporting you guys and all that. So I thought that was pretty badass.
Who's Ray Flores?
Yeah.
Oh, Ray, the announcer. Sweet baby Ray, right?
Yeah, Ray Flores.
Oh, yeah. He
yeah.
loves us, man. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Sweet.
Yeah, it was really cool. I met Jack Reese. He's a real nice guy, Watson and all that. But, yeah, it was a really good time. But that fight, just talking about the fights on yesterday, yeah, man, I have to give it to Beef. I mean, I was watching it, and I was like, damn, that motherfucker knew what he was talking about, you know? I was watching it, and I mean, I think the people that I was watching it with, we were all pretty much thinking that Matthysse was going to win, and then you start watching the fight, and he's just outboxing him, and it just didn't look. I mean, you can kind of tell, I think, right off the bat, other than the couple hard punches that he landed in the middle round, you could tell Postal was dominating. But I think it's a great fight. I would love to see him versus Terrence Crawford. I think Crawford probably pulls that off if that's ever made, but. Also the Adrien Broner fight. Have to agree with not with most everybody, but what a couple people were saying about how it's kind of the same thing, you know, flat-footed. He sits there, waits for the counter punch. I don't know. When I'm watching it, I'm a big fan of his, but I would love to see him let his hands go more. You know, I think if he would just let his hands go, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to be in him. It seems like that's just his style. That's just what we're going to get from him. And I think I think what we see is what we're getting, you know, from here on out. I don't think there's going to be much change to Broner's style, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, brother. Well, thanks
a little
again,
nervous
man.
Here, first time.
Man, don't be nervous, brother. You're family, brother. I put your picture on the Instagram and everything, man. We appreciate the support. Thank you so much. And look at that, man. Ray Flores saying something about it. That was awesome, man. And it's all credit to you. So thank you. Yeah. And thank you to everybody else, man. If you buy a shirt, man, you see what happens, man. Ray, sweet baby Ray. I love that. That was nice, man. Definitely cool. Made me a day. Suleiman the Scholar, what's going on?
How you doing, Ness?
Yeah.
So this fight with Broner's showing that he still got what it takes to be a super world champion at 140. I mean, both his losses at 147, so he moved down. He also proves that he has a heart. He's willing to fight anybody because he fought guys that were bigger than him at 147, and he went the distance. He even dropped Sean Porter in the last round. I was going for the other guy because I thought he was bigger than he was going to do the same thing as Sean Porter did. But you know, I got to give my code for that. But he proved that he could deal with his size and win 4 championships now. So the fight that they should put is Terrence Crawford against Adrien Broner. That should be next because that's going to be a sellout fight. Put him in there. You know, see who wins. If he gets to test Terrence Crawford's chin, because everybody's saying that Lucas Matthysse is hype. I think the guy that's all hype is Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is the one who's all hype because he fought a small Gamboa. He moved up. He fought Thomas Lorman. I mean, while Lucas Matthysse, he lost his fight But if the rapid punching, I think he punched himself out. I think he was going to smother the guy in the middle rounds, and he basically was exhausted by the time when the guy tapped him. So he said, I don't want to be knocked out. Like one of the other callers said, I want to preserve something for future fights. And he took his loss. But what it was, I think he thought that he was going to smother the guy in the middle rounds with power and win the fight, and it didn't work that way. The guy was giving him movement, the jab. This man has sparred with many world-class fighters. He's been paid to stay on the sidelines by Danny Garcia. So he's been able to develop his craft and get paid for developing his craft, because that's what Danny Garcia and all these other fighters are doing. And they're starting to show in the ring, because his job is like a lot of quarters say, is a probing jab. It's a jab that develops openings for him easily. He's able to deal with dirty fighting tactics. He's able to deal with rapid punching. He's able to deal with maintaining his composure, and that's a world champion heart. He's been working on the champions for a while, and it's starting to show. And it showed because he was able to wear out Lucas Matthysse and win the championship. Also in the other fight, the Orosco, that fight was pretty good. He beat a old champion. Was able to win by decision. That guy should get a world championship soon. And also the other fight with Pedraza showed skill. Chevy was trying to make him lose his focus. He fought. He used his jab. He used his skill. All this wild punches that Chevy was using was to make him lose his focus, to get him out of his game plan. But he stuck to his game plan. He boxed. He used all his skills. He used the ring leadership, and that's what kept him as a champion. At the end of the day, he was still a champion. You guys have a great show, and you guys have a good night.
Suleiman.
Yes.
How the hell are you going to try and leave without that? Later. 647, you're up.
Yo, what's up? How y'all living, man? T from Toronto.
T, what up?
Hello, T.
What's going on? Yeah, I didn't get to call in the show earlier and pick Postal, but I did tweet Beeb in jubilation over the victory. I didn't think he was going to stop the kid at all. I didn't see that.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Here we go. I knew it was going to happen. I was prepared for it. I had my pause ready and everything. But I seen the look in Mathisse's eye of doubt after the Danny fight. I seen that same look in the Molina fight, and I saw it when he fought Broner. I said, if he's in there with a guy who can box, who's gonna get good instructions from the corner, and that doubt creeps back, he got a big chance in losing. And that's why I picked Postal. Now, as far as Adrien Broner goes, Broner looks sharp, and he does things very well, but he doesn't transition very well. And that's my issue with Broner. Like, he can be very defensive and make a guy miss. There's plenty of times he turned the guy off the ropes, but then he doesn't do anything after that. Like, he doesn't really have to be on his toes. He can do something like what James Toney does and sit in the pocket. But after he rolls a shot, he'll rip back with a combination and then pivot out. Broner kind of just admires his own work. Like, oh, yeah, y'all see that defensive move I just made? And just stand there and look at it. Or he'll let a few shots go and he'll stand there and look. But if somebody's putting something back on him, he don't know what to do. He shows up again. But if Broner's able to learn how to transition from range to closing distance, or to pivot off a shot, or to turn a guy and let some shots go, he'd be a dangerous cat. Because I still think he's more skilled than most people in the division. It's not so much what he's doing; he just does them at the wrong time. He doesn't know when to do certain things. That's my issue with Broner, man. But yeah, have a great show. I know y'all trying to get out of here, man. But that's just my 2 cents. I'll let me.
All right. You know what I want to say, man? You know, Broner gets a lot of shit, B, but look, he's never quit, you know? He's never quit.
Hey, listen.
And been in there with some guys that put some hurting on him, you know, and he's dig deep. He's fought. He could have quit. He could have stood and not came out the corner. He got up off the floor with McDonough and fought hard. Like, people need to get off his back. Look, he's not the nicest guy in the world, or you know, doesn't have the greatest personality. Just judge him in the ring, and keep in mind that the guy he fought had no power.
I respect him as a fighter, without no question.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving. We almost out of here. Let's see what we got. Why you always lying?
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
Yo.
Yes, bro. Baltimore 443. You're live.
Yo.
Yes.
What's up, Ness?
What up?
It's a new caller.
Yeah, I slug. What you thought? What you thought? I don't know that voice?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Everybody knows that Master P voice.
And Matthysse, man, he was with Pistol, man. This dude. Well, I heard another caller talking about Matthysse rabbit punching. The only reason he was rabbit punching because Pistol would put his head on Mathisse's left shoulder and hold his arm. And the referee warned him. He said, you know, you're going to get rabbit punched if you keep putting your head down when you come in like that. And so he warned him twice about that. So I ain't really, you know, pay too much attention about the rabbit punch because Pistol, the way he kept putting his head down coming in and, you know, with the head bunts and shit, he caused that shit. He caused the head bunts and, you know, the rabbit puncher. But I thought, you know, he was holding Matthysse off for a while. The Matthysse came on in the middle rounds, but I don't know what to say about him quitting, man. You know, I thought he would, you know, had that tiger in him and keep going at least, even if you get knocked out. Hell with it. But the Cherry fight, I watched the Cherry fight too. I thought Cherry won that fight. They robbed that dude, man. They robbed him. They straight robbed him. They robbed him. Adrien Broner, he did okay. He did his thing. He just needed to be a little more serious about his boxing and you know, not showboat while he in the ring. You the showboating outside the ring. You know, he's supposed to be about business, so take care of business in the ring. He talking to Paulie Malignaggi on the side and ended up catching the left hook. But, you know, lucky he still won that fight, man. Lucky he still won that fight. That's all I got to say, Ness. And what's up to the panel? Everybody up there?
What's up, man?
Baltimore out, my man.
All right.
All right, Slug, man. Thank you for calling in. It's been a long time, man. Been a long time. You know, he's absolutely right. I forgot to mention that when he was like, hey, Paulie, I'm in shit. Boop. He got hit with a left hook. What an idiot, man.
I mean, hey, listen.
He makes it too easy to get on him, bro.
Listen, man. People love him still. I don't know why. It is what
I
it
love
is,
him.
man.
I love him. Let me tell you something. I was watching Showtime first. They started at 10 o'clock. HBO was 10:15. So I was already there. I said to myself, I'm not going to change it just cause like that's corny. You know what I'm saying? I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. But in the third round, I noticed that Khabib, he wasn't trying to win. I left. I went to the Postal fight, and then I went back and watched the Broner fight because Khabib was there to lose, man. It's a damn shame, man. I don't like that about guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that Broner's more talented than you or he's faster than you. Something is going, but try for God's sakes. Like, he was just there and a lot of herky-jerky, a lot of feints. Like, I'm going to throw this punch, but I'm not going to throw this punch.
I just think he just couldn't get a rhythm going. He couldn't like feel out that timing. He didn't know how to deal with that. He couldn't time him right.
All night. Right hands all night.
He couldn't time him though. He just couldn't pick up on the rhythm, man.
What was that baseball football player name? Oh, Bo Jackson, right? What was
Bo Jackson.
Bo Nose, something like that.
Bo knows exactly right. Yeah.
209. Bo Nose.
What's happening? It's your boy, Bo, man. What's going on, y'all?
What's going on, brother? Talk to us.
Hey, man, I'm just going to talk about Broner. You know, people get too attached to, you know, people's personalities. So, like, me personally, I don't care what boxers do outside of the ring. That's their thing. You know, they do what they do. But me personally, when it comes to in the ring, like I said, I ain't got nothing against Broner outside the ring. But in the ring, we all knew he was going to win this fight, you know. But I personally don't think he could beat anybody in the top 10 at 140 or 147. I can't see him beat nobody on and at 140, 147 in the top 10 in both categories. I don't see it. If somebody can prove to me he can, or got a debate and try to, you know, give me some evidence he could, let me know. But I don't see him beat anybody in the top 10 at 140 or 147. And I'm out. That's my call, man.
All right. Well, according to BoxRec, I'll say that Broner could definitely beat Beltran.
I was just gonna ask you that. Do you think he could beat Beltran? I'm not so sure.
Nah. Hell no. He could beat Beltran. Come on.
Really?
Man, Beltran went life and death with Hank Lundy.
I thought Beltran beat Hank Lundy, man.
He did, but he still went life and death with a dude that can't punch.
What about Beltran versus Ricky Burns?
All right, he did good, but Ricky Burns was a dude ducking Broner for like 2 years straight.
I don't know, man. I think Beltran would give him a tough fight, man. That'd be tight.
Top 10. Look, top 10 politics aside, I don't see him beating Terrence Crawford. I'm sorry. I think Terrence Crawford.
Can he beat Postal? Can he beat Postal?
Difficult fight. 60-40 Postal's way. Because Postal seems disciplined. I mean, listen, what is Broner gonna do to get Postal to change the game plan? Like, if you're not affecting a person, then why is he gonna do something different than what he's doing?
Who wins, Postal or Crawford?
Oh no, Crawford. He's got more tools. He's got more tools.
I like Postal.
Hey, that's good. We're gonna see what the betting line opens up on that one. Amir Iman. I mean, I think it's too soon. So I would say, yeah, Broner could beat Iman too. Maybe not, but right now, this Iman who just fought on Showtime, that Iman, come on, you got to give Broner the edge at least.
Really?
Ruslan, that's a tough fight for Broner too, because that's the style that he doesn't want. And that left hook that Ruslan throws is like Broner's kryptonite. Matthysse's left hook, still kryptonite. I mean, I don't know. And it looks like everybody's going to stay away from that other Argentine, Fonseca. He's like 48-0 with 2 knockouts. Like, no one wants to fight this guy. They don't know how the hell he's 48-0 with 2 knockouts. How'd he do it? I don't know either. We're going to go to, let me see. We got some more callers out here. Got a lot of callers, man. You guys don't stop playing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
Whoa, I know.
Well, with the business here next, man. What's up, Ness? What's up, Robbie? What's up, James? What's good, man? Look, man, first, dog. That boy Broner, he showed up, but like y'all just said, man, I see somebody like providing a call with somebody like that who gonna come in and put that pressure in that word break. I got to see him beat somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? I see him beat somebody like that, I'll be like, yeah, he making some adjustments. You know what I'm saying? That was a good win. That was a good opponent he had. Even though he had that long layoff, you got to put that into play too. But I still think Broner was the better fighter in that fight. Now the Viktor Postol and Lucas Matthysse, you give me my crew for that. Yeah, man, I thought Matthysse, I thought it went down like I thought it was, but the opposite happened in that 10th round. I thought Matthysse was gonna get the knockout. I thought he was gonna wham now, but man, dude, he broke Matthysse well, man. He was holding him like Klitschko, wore his ass down, got him tired, and went ahead and got him out of here. You dig? Matthysse quit, but you still got to count as you got him out of here. You know what I'm saying on that, man. And I don't know what Pacquiao gonna do now. Matthysse done lost. I don't know who he gonna fight in Kine. Man, I don't know what Kine gonna do either, because he was in limbo. He might get the fight with Pacquiao. Now, I don't know. I know Bob Irwin was saying that Kine wasn't the front runner. So I don't know what's gonna go on with that. Now I know that fight, that's a wrap on that. And another thing I want to touch on, man, people still complaining about what happened to Oscar De La Hoya, man, with the Richard Schaefer and Al Hammond. Man, that's business, man. You know what I'm saying? He got high. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't taking care of business, let somebody else run his business, and that's what happened. The shit went down. Like, just think about it, dude. We got the boxing voice, B, James, all them, they come in, and you see Ness over there on the other screen. He on a 10-speed bike with some biker shorts and a goddamn halter top on, full of that coke. You know what I'm saying? What you think they gonna do? They gonna get together? Man, look here, man. We need to get together and start doing our own thing, because this ain't gonna last too much longer. So, I mean, what happened to De La Hoya, he brought it on his show. It wasn't like he was no scumbags he was messing with. That's business at the end of the day, man. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody slipping, you're going to get the hell out of there. But that's all I got to do, man. Y'all take it easy, man.
All right, I know. We got another Baltimore here. 443, you're up.
What's up, now?
What?
I see. Yeah, this Wood, man.
Man,
this ain't your voice.
You see your little brother Slug called in, huh? Wood got a bad phone. Wood, really, Wood? Call back, player. Yo, why y'all be messing with them Obama phones? What's wrong with y'all? 951, what's up?
Trap phone.
951. 951, going once. Going twice. All right. 209, going once. 209.
209?
Yes, sir.
New caller, man.
All right.
New caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
All the way from Culiacan, Sinaloa, and now living in Merced, Cali. What's up, boxing boys?
What's up?
I've been hearing you guys since Mixer days, man.
Nice. So you alumni, baby. That's what's up.
First time I got brave enough to make a call.
It wasn't as bad as you thought, was it?
No, not that bad. Yeah, so Postal, he impressed me pretty good. I guess Matthysse, he did a good. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh damn, man. And then Broner, he did his thing. He looked pretty good, but like you said, I would like to see him against somebody like Ruslan or somebody tough,
I agree.
That's pretty much, yeah.
All right, brother. Yeah, man, I agree, man. I'm ready to see Broner in there with some punchers. But the thing is, I mean, this is the same thing they did before. Every time he loses, they give him a couple of softies. That's what it is. They build him up enough to make another big fight. It's just the business, man. It's up to you if you're going to keep watching it. Randall from Tampa.
Oh, yeah, we rolling. What's going on, y'all?
You ain't popping no
Randall,
champagne.
Man. How y'all doing?
We good.
Yeah, man. Hey, I don't know if y'all can hear me real good. I'm up in the country, just left this wedding. But hey, the only fight I got to see this weekend was the Broner fight. Broner performed good, but in my opinion, he left a lot on the table. I ain't get a chance to listen to y'all's show. That right hand was open all night, drop it to the body. I mean, I'm sitting up here looking at him like, man, the right hand is open. He just didn't throw that right hand enough for me. Like I heard a couple of callers say, he don't transition from defense to offense as good. Like he do a lot of pulling, but he don't count off the pull as much as he should. I mean, it's crazy because he slipped the punch, but he don't throw nothing back. And you know what's the crazy part about it? When I watched that last Rashid Warren fight, he did the same thing. He do a lot of good defensive moves, but he don't counter off on them. So he leave a lot on the table. Even though I thought Broner won that fight like 10-2, you know what I'm saying? He could have did so much more in that fight. But I ain't get a chance to watch the Matthysse fight yet. But man, I mean, I'm still pulling for Broner because he's talented. But I just don't know what to think about him. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I really got to say, man. What was y'all opinion? Because I missed the beginning part of the show. What y'all feel about him?
Well, Randall, the good thing about TBV is that it's a podcast. Just hit the rewind, baby. Infamous Red 909, you're up. Hello.
Hear me?
I hear you. I also hear you on speaker. You about to get dunked on.
All right. Hold on, I'm walking out.
I don't know. You might not make it, man. You might not make the cut.
Yo, I'm here.
Yo.
Infamous Rex from Cali. I called on Thursday. Fuck, man.
What's up, brother?
I'm gonna need two hot plates of that crow. Right?
You get the bullet for being on speaker.
Bitter. Yeah. Oh, let me take you off that speaker right now. Oh, I was actually there live at the fight. You know what I mean?
And fuck, that Lucas crowd was amazing. We was just out there. We had our flags and everything, but fuck, man, I seen Matthysse go down. We was just like, what the fuck just happened? But damn, I mean, hopefully he comes back. I kind of felt that Postal was a little clenching a little bit too much, but I mean, he's got that reach on. He had that reach on Matthysse. But and then yeah, the Soto fight. I mean, all the judges gave it to Orosco, but I thought that it wasn't that bad. Like, I didn't think they were all gonna give it to Orosco. But I mean, that's all I got, man. I'm gonna keep calling in for that GGG Lemieux. All right.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in, Infamous Red. And speaking of GGG Lemieux, remember that we got these 2 tickets to give away. Triple G, David Lemieux. That fight's coming up, so we're going to be giving them up 1 week before the show. Remember, all you got to do is head on over to ThaBoxingVoice.com and subscribe for our email service, and you will be entered into winning the 2 Gennady Golovkin, David Lemieux, live on HBO pay-per-view October 17th at the Madison Square Garden, the Mecca of boxing. So make sure that you sign up to our email list. And while you're there, maybe you're in the Texas area. Maybe you can't fly from the West to New York. Well, guess what? We're giving away 2 other tickets to the Julian Jackson fight. Guess when? This October 6th. When's that? 2 days from now. So we're actually giving those away by tomorrow. So all you have to do is tweet at The Boxing Voice and at Leha Bata Promotions and say, I want those tickets, and hashtag TBV Podcasts. And we're going to pick a winner, if not today, tomorrow, once we review the entire TBV Podcast hashtag and make sure everybody got an opportunity to listen to the show. You know, we'll probably do it late Monday night like that. You know, all you guys going to work tomorrow, that you're going to be hearing this tomorrow. You have an opportunity to get those 2 free tickets for the Julian Jackson versus Jose Uzcategui fight, with the good fight of Miguel Vasquez and Argenis Mendez on the undercard. Mario Munguia from the Boxing Voice will be there. Anthony Rodriguez from the Boxing Voice will be there. So definitely, man, try and win these tickets. Hashtag TBV, at The Boxing Voice, at Leha Bata. I want those free tickets. All right, that being said, let's keep it moving. Compa, talk to me, Ese.
Hey, what's up, Ness? Hey.
What's up, brother? You
Yes,
mad?
sir. Wait up. Hey, wait up.
Got some Tupac. Okay. It sounds bad.
Hey, what up?
You got your own Tupac going
hey,
on,
what's
huh?
up, man? I gotta eat crow, man, for Edner Cherry and Umberto Soto. Man, hey, I called in on Thursday, man, but fuck, I went to sleep. So I really wanted to get my picks in because I thought Postal was gonna beat Matthysse, and I actually went for the knockout, man, in the 9th round. So I mean, it sucks, you know, because I mean, you know.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Oh man.
Yo,
real,
he. I mean, compa, you went above and beyond. Everyone else just said, no, I picked Postal. You said you picked them to knock him out in the 9th round.
No, man, because come on, man, Postal has the reach. I knew he was going to be carrying Matthysse.
But you want us to believe that you
man.
picked the knockout in the 9th round?
I swear to God, man. Swear to God. That's why I wanted to call in, man, and I was mad at myself that I knocked out, man, while I was listening to the show. But it's all good though, man. What's up with AB, man, with his 4th title? You know, that's good. You know, I wanna see that Crawford Postal fight. I think that'll be a good fight. And what do you think, man? You think Matthysse will get a title shot, or that's it for him? But
man, I want to see.
You already know. See you guys later, man. Good looking out. Boxing Voice.
All right, compa. You know, Beeb, I'm interested to see how long it takes for Matthysse to get back. Like one of the callers said it. Is he going to get a softie? Is he going to get an Umberto Soto type of comeback on HBO? Would they even do that? Or do they say, no, Golden Boy Oscar, you know, you put Matthysse in a tough fight with a guy that the whole ringside media was picking to win. Because that's what they said on telecast. They said everybody over there was picking Matthysse. I mean, not Matthysse, but Postal. So do they give him like a true TV versus somebody else? I don't know, man. I wonder what happens to Postal.
Do you want to hear what Hopkins said?
Yeah.
Hopkins said even if he loses to Postal, the Pacquiao fight is still possible. That's what Hopkins said. That's very interesting.
You know, and that makes a little bit of sense because, you know, Pacquiao coming off a few losses or you know, injury and a loss. You know, you don't want to put him in there with someone too dangerous. So, you know, it is what it is. That's a pretty good fight. Listen, we got some notable upcoming fights. Tuesday, October 6th, Julius Jackson versus Jose Uzcategui, 12-round IBF super middleweight eliminator. So this means that after after our good friend James D. Gale, who is scheduled to face Lucien Boutte, the fight got announced. James DeGale will defend his IBF super middleweight title for the first time against Lucien Boutte November 28th at the Videotron Center in Quebec, Canada. So now Julius Jackson, who fights this Tuesday on Toe-to-Toe Tuesdays on Fox Sports, he's in an eliminator with Jose Uzcategui for that title shot for the winner of Boutte DeGale. So it's a lot to take in. So press the rewind. If you're listening on iTunes, hit the 15-second rewind and go back and understand all that. So now that you've understood all that, make sure you use the hashtag. Make sure you at Lay Habitat Promotions, at The Boxing Voice. I want those free tickets to this fight. Julian Jackson versus Jose Uzcategui. On the undercard is Miguel Vasquez versus Argenis Mendes. Now, I said it before. I'll say it again. Miguel Vasquez has only lost to Timothy Bradley, Saul Canelo Alvarez, and Mickey Bay. This is a 10-round lightweight fight. This is a fight you should be watching. Argenis Mendes, pretty good champion, former IBF champion in his current division, and he got dethroned by Rances Bartholomew, who's also a pretty good guy. Stephen Lovett versus Demar Otov. Never heard of him. Cruiserweight division. Friday in Kissimmee, Florida, Orlando Cruz, who last got stopped by Edna Cherry, is getting back in action on Telemundo. And on Saturday, NBC Sports Net, not NBC Channel 4, NBC Sports Net, we got Gabriel Bracero going to be taking on Danny O'Connor in a rematch versus, you know, a rematch of their old fight. So, you know, Bracero has a one-up. Jonathan Guzman versus Danny Aquino. And you know what? I'm not even going to waste my saliva because there's a bunch of people I've never even heard of. And we'll watch them when we watch them. If you want to watch them on Saturday, NBC Sports Net. But the fight of the week is definitely, you know, for you to try and watch the toe-to-toe. Those are going to be a little more exciting than the Saturday NBC card. Liam Smith is taking on John Thompson, which is untelevised, so get a stream. Very important fight. Ride with my boy from North. And he going to show you. He's the one that took over the Bucksino. He was not pegged to win it, and he came out of nowhere and won it. I rode with him every fight, even though I thought the first guy was going to take him out. I still went with him because he's from my hometown. Look at where he's at. He's going up for Demetrius Andrade's junior middleweight title. It's vacant, so he's going to be taking on Liam Smith. I know my UK listeners, they like all the Smith boys. This Liam Smith is a Paul Smith's brother and Callum Smith brother. So definitely try and check this out if you can. And also another good fight, which will be featured on Thursdays, Betting the Odds with Beeb, I believe. I'm not sure because it's not my segment, but, you know, I heard, you know, through the grapevine, and maybe Terry Flanagan versus Diego Magdaleno. So do your research because you don't want to miss out on another good pick and make 1,100 like Ben Umar. Hit us up with a donation, Ben Umar. Just saying. Peter Petrov versus Liam Walsh for a 12-round lightweight eliminator. Which is also untelevised. So those are your fights. Actually, there's also another one sliding in under the radar all the way in Venezuela, Jorge Linares versus Ivan Cano. So Linares going up for the WBC title, and we'll see, can he bring it home? Remember, if you're in the chat room, like, comment, subscribe, and, you know, I don't know. That's about it. Beeb, so final thoughts.
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing that sounded kind of bizarre to me, that James DeGale is the champion and he's going to go to Quebec where Lucien Boutte resides in Canada, and he's going to fight him on his home turf. Isn't that weird? Is he going to get a big payday for this? Is he going to be compensated heavily for this? Because it's funny because he had to come to the U.S. Now he got the belt. Now you would think that he would have, you know, a say in where his fights go. he must be compensated heavily for going to Canada for this fight, for his first defense, no?
I mean, I'm not sure, but I totally agree with you simply because, I mean, when you sign with Heyman, all your fights are big money, especially something like this. I mean, a champion and going to a former champion's home country, they're obviously giving him a boatload of cash for it. Plus, everyone knows Boutte has a weak chin, and DeGale's too disciplined to lose to this guy.
What is Boutte's chances? Does he have any?
I mean, that's your job. You're betting the odds with me.
I don't see it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
neither do I.
I just don't see it. I want to see if what.
And I think that's why DeGale was told, like, look, go over there. We're gonna give you a little extra money. You're gonna beat them up over there. You're gonna make some fans in Canada. You're gonna be a true world champion because you're from the UK. You won you established your career in the UK. You came to Boston and beat Durrell for the title in a vacant fight. Now you're going to Canada to defend it. You're being known, and they're giving him exposure, I guess. I don't know. Probably his fans won't like it. They probably wanted a hometown fight. This is a big fight, though. I mean, who draws more? Does Boutte draw more in Canada than DeGale at home? I remember when he fought what's this kid named George Groves? There was a lot of people there when they were only like 11-0. So
yeah,
it is what it is. We gave you your notable fights, and we told you 8:30 Thursday, Beep segment. Don't miss it because this week fights. There might be some action on these little chippies right here. We got some chippy fights. You never know. Maybe Gabriel Bracero. Maybe he's not a favorite, even though he won the first fight with Danny O'Connor. Maybe now he's old in the tooth, and because he's definitely old now. I mean, I think this guy's like 36. Plus plagued with inactivity throughout his career. The fact that he went to jail, also no punching power. I mean, he's got to be like not the favorite in my opinion.
We're gonna have a good breakdown and a good segment of Beating the Odds with Beep because I find that Diego Magdaleno Terry Flanagan fight very intriguing. I did a lot of research and homework on that fight, so got some good info I'm gonna share with you guys on Thursday.
Yeah, well, I am your host, NestGTO. Follow me on Twitter at NestGTO. Remember to use the hashtag TBV podcast. And if you want to win any of these gloves, remember to head on over to ThaBoxingVoice.com. Click on that donate button. $1.40 gets you in the running. We have your name. We send you the gloves. Simple as that. Remember the 2 tickets for Gennady Golovkin. You must sign up to our email list on our website, just ThaBoxingVoice.com on the right-hand side. Sign up for the email list. If you want the Julian Jackson tickets, remember, hashtag TBV podcast at The Boxing Voice at Leha Bata. I want those free tickets. I need to give them out today or tomorrow, so get on your bike. Beep.
You can follow me at JBeep1. And remember, if you want any picks, hashtag me at Beating the Odds with Beep. And I'll get right back to you.
And the segment's doing really good. And remember, if you want to talk odds with Beeb or something that had to do with the show about betting the odds with Beeb, use his hashtag betting the odds with Beeb. Because we're going to be able to keep a tally, and obviously they'll always be there so they can be archived. It's very important that you do so. And obviously, the bigger the hashtag, the bigger the segment. And we're going to start taking calls on the segment, so that's why the hashtag is very important. So when Beep gives his breakdown, maybe you got a question. Maybe you don't understand the betting odds exactly the way that he's breaking them down. You might be that lucky listener that gets to be a caller on his segment and just talk to the Beep about betting. That being said, we're going to see you guys Thursday, maybe Tuesday for a spontaneous show if Julian Jackson pulls off an awesome knockout. Who knows? That being said, later on, guys.